You
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on.
Mm.
Oh, bro, is that a new mouse?
This mouse right here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got new everything right now.
Let's go.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't got no cap. But what is up, fam? How y'all doing? I hope everybody can hear me all right. Everything good? Everything check. Hello, everyone. Hello. Like Future say, hello.
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 Okay, talk about my keyboard. This keyboard is based on the SNES,
NES, right?
the NES. Yes, this is by
Yeah, 'cause that's
bit dude.
whoa, that's so cool.
So I know this is off topic already, but even
Not
got the button.
fair.
Even got the buttons like the B and A. So if I were to push this
Dude,
button,
nah, bro.
if I were to push B,
Wow.
it would take a screenshot instantly. If I push A,
Wow.
if I push A, it would shut down the computer. So that's how my stuff is set up.
Wow.
Cause they got all the they got Xbox. I think they got Xbox, NES, and I think they got Super Nintendo. And there's another one they got. They just came up with. I love 8-bit though. If they make the best controllers, they make. If you don't, I'm telling you, if you get yourself an 8-bit, I know that. One day I hope they sponsor me. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they are
Dude,
they
I
are
have
their
one of
their products
I'll show
are.
it in the cam.
Yep.
It's a PS. You can connect your PS5 controller to your PS2.
Yeah, their products are amazing. So that's my nuke button. I'll say that's my nuke button. If I want to shut my computer down completely, I go boop, and it'll cut everything off. I'm serious. It will cut everything off on my PC completely. So that's my keyboard. It's called like 8-bit the retro keyboard. But hello, fam. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? My name is Vashi, aka Vashi Vibes, aka the final boss, aka just a good old guy. And I'm with my family here. Got Ginger, Buffalo, Skippy, and hello, Jay Future.
Hello.
Hello, Jay Future in the building. So we're going to be discussing indie games today, and our host of the day is going to be Miss Ginger. I'm not going. Yeah. She gonna be doing the questions. She gonna be moderating everything. So take it away, Miss Ginger.
Well, I currently have a guest star in my lap because why not? And I thought she would have jumped down by now.
She said no.
No, she's hanging out.
She said
okay,
no.
Liv, I am gonna have to kick you off here in a second because I need to get closer to my microphone. Thank you. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of hair. But yeah, we're here to talk about indie games today. So that's going to be fun. And we're going to do it a little bit different than we've been doing the other ones where it's just talking about like favorites of certain things, least favorites, hot takes and stuff like that. I figured we would structure it a little bit differently because when we met yesterday, I sent them a Google Doc of 3 pages of like a list of games and topics and stuff to cover. And I don't know if that was intimidating, but that's just how I do things. But yeah, indie horror is one of the subjects. I'm wearing a FNAF shirt, as you can see. But I don't know. I figured let's just start off with what comes to mind when you think of indie games. Just like what is the first thing that comes to mind? If we want to go in a circle here, however we want to start, let's start with our usual host here, Vash. If you want to take it away, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of indie games?
What I think of indie games is something that's outside of the box, like outside of the normal AA title. Say it's not like made by Capcom or Konami or Nintendo or Microsoft or whatever. It's from a small bit of studio. Like I think, like for example, one of my favorite indie games. I'm not trying to get ahead of things, but one of my favorite games is freaking Hades, Farm Together, stuff like that. Something that you just outside the box that's made by a small team. That's why I think about indie games, and I freaking love them because I get into the rest of it later. But I freaking love them, and a lot of people don't give them a chance. But yeah, that's why I think about that.
All right.
All right, so I figure we can just go in a circle. Whoever wants to jump in next.
Oh, some mixed chaos.
Yes, mixed chaos, and we can all see
Okay.
Skip playing Minecraft in the background.
Yeah, sorry. A legendary Tapu Koko just popped up, so I'm over here like, oh snap.
We've been playing Cobblemon on a friend of ours server, and we've been thoroughly addicted to it. So, oh yeah, there he is. He's on top of the house.
Yeah, I wasn't meant to, keep playing, but then he popped up, and I'm like, uh-oh. But I guess if I'm talking right now, definitely Stardew Valley. I agree with Vash. Hades was amazing. There was a small time game I used to play. It was called Moonlighter. It was like a dungeon rogue type of crawler. I really enjoyed that for a while. I think it is Subnautica on there. I've played 1 and 2 like twice. I loved those games. Those were so good. Like that was like my first like underwater type of adventure game.
It was Subnautica and then Subnautica Below Zero, I think, or
I
something like
believe you
that.
are correct.
Because it was technically DLC. It wasn't a
Yeah.
sequel.
Oh no, Subnautica Below Zero. Well, I mean, it is its own game, but I guess I wouldn't say it's DLC because you could buy it completely separately.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I have Subnautica, but I still have never played it. I need to because it looks like a lot of fun. I love underwater stuff like that.
All
All
right.
right,
Let's see.
who is next?
All right. Okay, I'll go next. I kind of piggyback off of what Vash just said. Indie game is like not your normal typical game by the regular licensings of certain companies, but the independent games that I'm really loving right now is Terraria and especially Risk of Rain 2. It looks awesome, man. It's from Hopo Games because I love multiplayer games because I'm a very big multiplayer fan. So I'm really intrigued by that Risk of Rain 2. It looks awesome, man. I found out about it about a week ago. I just found out about it recently, so I'm really, really interested in playing it and seeing what it's like, man, because it looks dope.
Do you have it on PC?
I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
Or is that Switch? Because I have it for both.
Let me check. Let me see. Let me see.
But while Future is while Future talk looking for that, there's 3 games that I forgot to mention, and that is freaking Tunic, Celeste. I forgot about Celeste. I've played that. That game is hard as heck. And Belantro, Belantro. That game came out of nowhere. I honestly, and everybody talking about it's the game of the year. I was like, where in the world?
I just finished playing Belantro this morning.
I haven't touched it yet because I can all get addicted.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It's so easy to get addicted because you're like, it's so easy to play that you can do it while doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's dangerous for me. Because, like, I would just be like, okay, let me take a little break from writing. Let me go a Belantro run. Like, and that's really like...
And both of their games are good,
I feel
too.
like indie games are very digestible. And I think that's what gets them to be very addictive. Like, Stardew Valley is like, every so often, I would just get this urge to just make another farm in Stardew Valley.
For a while. I feel like we all go through those phases.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my I'm like, oh, I'm feeling something, and it's like, what if you romance farm me? And I'm like, okay, like, and like. It happens like randomly. It could be like a random character. It's like, you know what? I haven't thought about like Leah in a while. Let's make another character for Leah. Like, which is weird because our host is also named Leah and also have red hair.
Yeah.
Like,
that's ironic, right?
All right, I married her too.
Skippy. It's on the Risk of Rain is on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation. Oh, sorry, PlayStation 5. PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One. I'm assuming Xbox Series S. Microsoft
I just didn't know
Windows.
what system you had it
It's
for.
on PC. Oh no. I haven't gotten it yet. I was looking it up. I haven't. I'll see if I can find it on Xbox One. I gotta check Battle Pass, see if they have it.
But
it's on. You're out of luck, man. I ain't gonna be playing with you at all.
No, it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure it out.
To add to Buffalo's point, for Buffalo, I agree with Belantro. Belantro got me hooked like no tomorrow. That's
makes
one
no
game.
sense how addictive it is.
I am a Cilantro simp. I ain't gonna lie. I got that mug on Xbox, Switch, my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what else I got it on. That's it.
Yeah,
Both my switches, my PC, my phone. I got it everywhere because that's one of them, like Destin said. That game is so like
it's so easy to play.
it's so easy to
You
play.
just
It
pick it up and
is.
go.
It's fun though. It's fun. Though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to put
Like-
it to put the game like a roguelike, to make it a roguelike and make it based on cards. Cause I don't know how to play poker, to be honest with you, like that. But that game kind of taught me how to play poker. Like
I know
Yeah.
poker hands now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yep.
all right.
And
That
to
was a
see,
good
like,
start.
to see a game like Balatro at the Game Awards up with a lot of the bigger titles was really interesting. And obviously, it didn't win. I think what Astrobot ended up getting Game of the Year, didn't it?
Astrobot. Yes, it
Yeah, I
did.
think it did. But then, no, honestly, it was interesting to see it up there with those because to see an indie
Yeah.
title make it that far is honestly kind of refreshing, and especially a
True.
type that's that unique of an indie title because that one really just seemed to come out of nowhere and blow up like crazy. As I
Yeah.
I don't think I heard about it
Yeah.
until it was up in the running for the Game Awards.
Yeah, same.
And honestly,
That's pushing the envelope though. That's
yeah,
definitely pushing
honestly,
the envelope.
I would love that one. If it had won, that would set everything on fire. Honestly, if Cilantro would have won, it would have set it would tell some of these companies, look, you don't got to have a big team to be the game of the year. And the fact they even got nominated, it set some fire up here because that's my difference between indie games and regular games. I think indie games sometimes your major titles lose their soul along the way, but indie games they put all their love into that game because it's literally make or break.
True. That's facts.
It's literally make or break. So
Yep. You know, I mean, and you only got one shot. He's on Eminem 8 Mile. You only got one shot.
I do think they have a little bit more freedom because it's not costing them a lot of money to get started. See, I feel like
That's
a lot
true.
of the AAA titles, they throw a lot of money in it at the front,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then it end up failing and they shut it down. With indie titles, you can kind of build it up slowly. Like there's one that I'm following on. I've been following him since I've been on TikTok. Actually, he just released his game called Dark Deity 2. It's like a play on. It's like a indie version of Fire Emblem.
Okay, dope.
Wait a minute, hold on.
He's been working on it since he was in college.
You mean the game? Hold on, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you mean the game that's on Steam right now?
Yes.
Like you see it on Steam's front page right now. I didn't know you.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Like I've been watching him since he did it, and he sold like 400 million, 400,000.
Still 400,000. Sheesh.
On his first day.
That's good.
On first day, that's really good.
Because like everyone been looking for it, and it's like, and it's fully voice acted, and like it has like the old like GBA Fire Emblem style.
Holy crap!
And it's like $20. I'm like, oh god, I really want this game because that's how I really love the old Fire Emblem. And I've been watching him make this game since I've been on TikTok.
Now,
I was about to say, do you know how long they were working on it?
Yeah, he said like he's been working on it for 7 years because he did a Dark Deity 1, and it was like much shorter. But like that was more of his test run. This was like his actual like game, and like he's been working on it since like I think actually about 10 years because he started in 2015 apparently.
Oh, okay. The thing is, I feel like these games that spend a lot of money on making these games, like the bigger titles, if they treat these games just like an independent company, an independent developer, then I think they'll have a better outcome than trying to make it something that is not really the essence of the game. That's why they do such. That's why it doesn't make the sales. Then they have to end up, disposing of it because they did such a bad job on it because they didn't treat it how they did when they first started making games. You have to have love for the game. You can't just expect to have great games and not have love for the game and really treat it as such.
Yeah. And a lot of these games, a lot of the indie games, like I said, I feel that we'll probably get into this later, but a lot of indie games, like they don't, I don't know, they just feel they most of them are very imaginative and very creative. Take for example, like I said, the one Buffalo's talking about. I just hope Nintendo don't get involved into it because it's so similar to Fire Emblem. That's what I'm praying that don't happen.
But it's not like the thing is, it's Fire Emblem adjacent. It's not using Fire Emblem stuff.
It's just a similar RPG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But Nintendo, but they really
it's not using the IP of Fire Emblem.
They love to put their 2 cents in.
Yeah.
And BBA said that he said, can't say Balatro hooked me like everyone else. It being new, having the option to choose your passport fund was interesting at first, but I found myself just cradling my chin in palm and getting bored with counting blocks to me to get a win. After that, it felt too much like solitaire to me. Fun at first with a new twist, but tapered off quickly. I can see that, but I think the thing about Balatro, it gave that Hades feel for me. It gave me that Hades feel. You know how Hades, no matter how many times you run something, you can run to the different room or different thing. With Balatro is the same situation because you might fight a boss that has 1,000,000 points, and then you might fight then you might fight another boss that's a little bit simpler. But that's what I love about roguelike in general, and I love about indie games too. But that they about Balatro in specific because it was so different from because could you imagine that game they did Uno like that? Or something like could you imagine something like that? That would be kind of dope. But and think about it, Balatro got copies of that there because there's a game called it's a matching game called I got it on my computer. Let me see.
Pairs and Peril.
I know what you're talking about.
There you go. Yeah, Pairs and Peril. I've been addicted to that game too because that game is freaking outstanding. And you match pairs. How you beat the bosses, you match pairs, and you gotta use your memory. You can't do that like you do on Balatro. Balatro, you can put it to the side, like, oh god, look at this. But on Pairs and Perils, you got to lock in because every time you miss a pair, you lose health, and you got to lock in. Wow. And you only got 50, and some characters only got 50 health, and you got to go do 4-5 floors to get that champion to win the championship. So you got to sit there and be like. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock in.
That power gotta get going.
You have to make the right decision.
Yeah, because there have been times like I'll be like, Vash, come on, lock in. I beat one run with 5 health.
Yeah, I'll be throwing.
Throw all my chips away. I'm throwing. I'm out of here.
I have like a really bad memory. So like
I got bad memory too, so I'm done.
Because cause flash it on the screen and be like, okay, match this real quick, and you be like, all right, and then all of a sudden, every 3 pairs they reshuffle the deck, so you get so you got to keep on keeping your eyes locked on the prize and say, okay, but if you like I said, and there's traps involved too. So if you match 2 traps, you also lose health.
I didn't know that.
So maybe one day I'll stream it for y'all guys.
Your boy is dumb.
Yeah,
I would just like know the trap is there and would do it anyway.
God,
we all done that. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's all I want to say. Y'all, yeah.
I'll probably be right the same boat as you, Buffalo.
Honestly, going into that talk about the game that Buffalo here was talking about, that leads into part of the discussion that we were going to get into at some point, which is basically, well, talking about how many downloads was it that game apparently got, like, right on launch? It was like 400,000 or so or something like that. Like, that's nuts. But considering how long they put into it, and apparently if they were, talking about it a lot and promoting on TikTok and stuff, nowadays that's a great way to try to put yourself out there and try to build a community up for whatever it is that you're doing. But for a while, that wasn't, I don't want to say that wasn't an option, but like TikTok only started getting prominent a couple of years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But just thinking about indie games and how far they've come. So like, I guess I will backtrack here a little bit, I guess, into what my kind of point is. And I guess I'll start with the indie game scene has changed a lot over time, because it used to be, to get a video game, you literally had to go to the store and go buy a physical copy of something. And to produce a game, you had to go the factory route of making something. So smaller developers had to actually try to produce a game. Nowadays, you can just post stuff on Steam. You can just put stuff on the eShop. You can just put stuff on the PlayStation Store. There's some steps involved with doing that, but it's so much easier. You don't have to physically produce games to get your content out there. So it's like eliminating the middleman. In so many different like facets of the community, of just the creative industry in general, we are in the creative industrial revolution in a sense, which is really, really cool. So this goes back to a story I wanted to talk about from 2014, when the series Five Nights at Freddy's started. When Scott Cawthon posted his first FNAF game, he didn't expect it to blow up. And he was watching the downloads on a website, apparently, I think it was called Desura. So not even Steam, it was a website called Desura. Skyrocket on the first night. It went from 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000, and he thought, okay, well, the roll is going to slow at some point. It did not. And the only reason why he even made this game in the first place was because people compared his characters from the game that he made called Chipper and Sons Lumber Company. They were like, these characters look like Chuck E. Cheese characters. They're creepy. And he was just like, well, what if I just made a horror game where the characters look like animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese, and I turn it into a horror game? And he made that because people were bullying him about his characters. And then it blew up. That's the whole reason he made FNAF. And then it blew up.
Wow.
And he wasn't expecting it. He was a father of 3 kids, working part-time at Dollar General to support his family, making games on the side, like silly things he was posting, you know, online and on the App Store, just trying to make a couple bucks on the side. And then Five Nights at Freddy's blew up and changed his life. It's been over 10 years now since that started, and that is now his life. It has become, I think there's 10 games in the series now, at least. He's made a movie. There's a second movie coming out at the end of this year, and it's just crazy to think he never expected this to become his life, and now it is. This is happening to more and more people nowadays as they're putting games out there. You think about Toby Fox, who made Undertale. That game blew up like crazy, and I mean, here, if I even pull it over, I've got Toby Fox himself. He is canonically said he is the annoying dog. But like, Undertale completely blew up. Toby Fox had no way of knowing that that was going to become like his magnum opus. It was going to become the thing that defines who he is. Concerned Ape, who made Stardew Valley, had no idea when he posted that was going to become his life. You think about the people who make these games independently, where it's mainly just them and maybe they have 1 or 2 friends helping them. They had no clue it was going to blow up the way that it did. And it's just nuts to think about. So I think that that's an inspiring thing, especially coming from me, an independent creator, and some of us who are independent creators. So anyone have some thoughts on this? Let's go.
Well, that's what's so beautiful about social media in general, especially even with this. Let's just think about TikTok itself is almost like an indie game. Cause TikTok just all of a sudden blew up out of nowhere. Anyway, that's why
Did it start as a music related thing and then evolve into what it is?
Yeah, exactly how it started. It started out to be like a Vine situation, and then it just blew up to be the social media program. Now they're trying to shut it down because they know the top echelon. You know how the companies get when you try to compete, when you try to come up with them.
Oh yeah,
they gonna try to shut you down. And that's the whole story about TikTok, but that's another topic for another day. But I do feel that, like you said, that it's given nowadays, it's giving other people a chance. It's almost inspirational to think that people are like, you like somebody like your Toby Foxes, like all of them like that, hey, you can do that too. Like you can do it. Like, hey, oh my God, man! If that person could do it, maybe I could put myself out there. It's almost like the Screamer space. Screamer face is almost like an indie situation or an independent author. You don't never know.
Yeah.
You never know what
Yeah.
could be your like.
You
One
never
day.
know.
One day could change your entire life, and you
That's-
have no
Yeah.
idea when that day is going to happen.
That's all it takes is one time.
Well, yeah,
one book,
exactly. All it takes is
one
one
viral
day.
video.
Like
Just a
that
little
what
bit
got
of
me to the
exposure.
whole like Five Nights at Freddy's like story is that like he had no clue that like he was probably like I'm gonna post this. I'll go to work tomorrow.
Literally. Literally, he had no idea. And the reason why the franchise blew up the way that it did was after people started diving into his game and seeing like the secrets that he hid in it. He realized the community is like talking about the things that I hid in this game. They really like that. I'll make a sequel and I'll cram some more stuff in it for them to talk about. And people loved it. And he just kept going like that. And that's why it blew up as big as it did, was because he saw what the community liked about his games and he just kept producing what they were responding to. And he definitely made some fails along the way, or what he considers fails. Like he looks at FNAF World and is just like, oh my God, this is the trashiest thing I ever created. Why did I do this? But it's just one of those things where, you know, in the first year, so he produced Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I believe it was August of 2014. FNAF 4 was out in, I think, July of 2015. So he produced the first 4 games within a year.
Jeez.
And yeah, that guy,
That's
he
incredible.
just worked. He
That's
was like, I
incredible.
see this going somewhere and I'm just gonna keep going. And so he did. And that's nuts.
And
Also,
to,
okay, hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Go for it.
The interesting thing about indie games is that they're allowed to fail quietly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
you can test things a lot more in the indie space than you could in the AAA space, because like the AAA titles be like, oh, you're gonna like you better do this right the first time, or we're gonna like take all
they're
your
so
funding.
strict.
Like,
They're so strict. It's like you have to. That's the thing. You have to allow developers to have a chance, man. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't just get a home run in the first swing. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to get a couple of strikes to get a home run. You gotta have
like
time
all
to
these like
develop.
people spending
I
billions
mean,
and billions of dollars on a game.
but
I'm like,
they don't have any patience though, man. I think I think if developers will work on extreme patience, give developers time, even the fans, give developers, gamers time to test things out. Like almost like say, okay, this is a trial 1. We'll test this out. Let's see how you guys like it. You don't like it? Let's try, trial 2. Let's see what we can do and make a couple of different versions of the game to see if you like it or not. But when you don't make versions of games, you only can have like one shot. It puts too much pressure on developers and creators, because mind you, the main thing is you have to love creating the game and love your fans too. And the developers and companies need to see that. Well, the companies need to understand that. I get it. You have a lot of money and you have to, you're on a time scale stuff, but they need to change their way of thinking and the way they utilize their rules and strict restrictions that they have on developers, and give people time to experiment, because think about how many cool creations you make when you experiment things, right? Like it's almost like being a music producer, right? You make like 10 tracks and you're like, I only did 10 tracks today, but let me try 4 more. Then boom, that fourth track you made, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? You love it. You want to share it with the people, and then they end up loving it versus the other 10 tracks you made. But if you only were hindered to those 10 tracks, then now that 4 tracks you could have made, it never got created because you were only hindered to those 10 tracks. So you missed out on the potential of a creative, amazing product.
Yep.
So
to add to your point, Future, that called me think about something too. I want to use 2 comparisons: No Man's Sky and Concord. Okay, I know a lot of people hate Concord because I know when it came out, when it first debuted on PlayStation, I think PlayStation 5, the stuff that came along with it. Yes, it was a copy of Overwatch. Yes, it was $40. But the fans ate that game up so bad in the beginning. It literally destroyed them. It literally destroyed them. And the developers said, I didn't have a chance
How fast was it shut down? Wasn't it within
a week? A week?
Man,
it was a week.
That's tough.
It came out.
It was fast.
It came out.
Good God.
It came out that next day, and the next day they shut it down. Now
I
Concord.
don't even think it got like more than 100,000 players or whatever.
It didn't even have 100.
Yeah.
It didn't even have 100 when it come out. Now I'm not defending anything. Okay, put it this way. I'm not saying that was a good game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they did not give them a chance to flourish. To correct the problem. Like No Man's Sky. Most of I think Skippy will testify to this. No Man's Sky when it first started out, it was horrible.
Garbage. I returned the game within a week or two. It was horrible.
But now, if you look at it, that game, if you play a No Man's Sky right now, I advise anybody to play No Man's Sky right now.
Well, you got a Battle Pass.
If you got Battle Pass, download that game right now because that game is amazing.
Cyberpunk is on that same list of games that were released way too soon because it just did not work when it first came out. It was glitchy as all heck, but it runs fine now and people enjoy it now. But it took like 3 months for them to get their crap together.
Exactly.
That's because a lot like that. That's the interesting thing about indie games is that like you're your own boss.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about those time restraints
Which
that they put on games.
That actually brings me to another point that I was going to bring up. So thank you for the segue.
Yay!
But
I did it.
Another fun thing that I was going to bring up then was the fact that a lot of AAA studios some of them are okay at this, but a lot of them are horrible at responding to communities the right way. Indie developers are typically, some of them are really good at responding to fans on like social media. Like Concerned Ape's Twitter account is a riot, if any of you know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I sent one of my TikToks to our group chat earlier about this because I was talking about, if anyone remembers when the Stardew Valley 1.6 update dropped last year, I believe it was in March. I played Stardew on stream that day, but Concerned Ape said, I'm going to drop the update today, but I am not going to do it until I wake up and I have my coffee. He literally had said that on Twitter multiple times in the weeks prior to the update dropping. And that day, people were updating the Steam forums, were updating Twitter, were just waiting for this guy to post that he had dropped the update because he lives on the, he lives, I think, somewhere in California. So, he's Pacific time. My friend Seth was literally updating my stream chat because I was already live. I was like, okay, it's the afternoon. We haven't got any updates yet. I'm just going to stream something else until the update drops, and then I'm going to play new Stardew. And literally, Concerned Ape, at some point, I think it was like 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, maybe something like that. Concerned Ape goes on Twitter and just says, making coffee, ... And the internet went nuts. It was the funniest thing. But indie developers can get away with this kind of thing, and I love them for it. It was the most beautiful thing. But then what happened was after the 1.6 update came out, it worked fine on PC, and that was fine. But it took months for it to finally drop on everything else, for it to drop on console. So Switch, PlayStation, mobile, and stuff like that. For the most part, it was okay. But I think the PlayStation and the mobile ports had a lot of glitchy issues, and the community was updating Twitter, hey, by the way, if you're playing this on this, and you do I think it's the Meadowlands farm where you have a coop and you leave the coop door open at night, your chickens will disappear and you can't get them back, and like all this other stuff.
No.
And Concerned Ape was immediately like, I'm gonna address this issue as fast as possible and get it fixed as quick as possible. Thank you for letting me know, and was responding to everyone on Twitter and fixed it as fast as possible. And I was like, AAA studios don't do this. This is one guy.
And that's the embarrassing thing about it. So one guy can't do that, in a company can't. Like, it's like, what are you guys doing then? It's like, see, that goes back to, do you really love what you do? Exactly. It's like that. It goes back. Do you really care, or do you just want to? Or are you only concerned about money?
Hold on, fam. I see. Let me see my chat. Okay, it said like X Defiant had potential. Okay, with X Defiant, a lot of people compared that to Call of Duty, and that was this detriment. And they tried to what's wrong with at Ubisoft at the time, because Ubisoft is not a real don't have a good track record, put it that way.
But they really don't.
And their problem was they tried to come up with Call of Duty. You cannot beat a franchise like Call of Duty. But I understand that. I understand what you're saying, Sam. But people gonna make that comparison because it's not like it can be not like COD, but people can compare it to COD. Any first person shooter, people gonna compare it to the one they can relate to. I don't care what it is. If you come out with a space shooter, they can compare it to Halo.
And
if
it's
you
so
compare,
annoying. I hate to do that though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they'll always link it back to like the big ones, which is always like linking thing. Yeah, this space shooter thing, link it back to Halo. First person shooter, link it back to Call of Duty. But it's nothing like, nope, gotta link it back to it.
Yep. Pokemon.
Oh,
if it was a monster catcher game, what's the first thing people talk about?
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Oh, it's like Pokemon. Well, maybe it's not. Nope. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Maybe
it
it's
is.
not. I wish people would start comparing it. Like, just let the game be itself.
And that kills.
Oh my god!
Like it's an indie game right now called Cassette Beats. If y'all have ever heard, because that's on Steam too.
No, I haven't actually heard of that one.
I haven't heard of that.
If y'all
one.
ever heard of Cassette
Interesting.
Beats, it's like Pokemon, but you use cassette tapes.
Oh, dope.
And they have monsters
Okay.
based on cassettes, and you can kind of fuse them together and all this stuff like
Oh,
that.
I have heard of that.
But
That's cool.
that game's on
Yeah.
Steam right now. I think it's on Game Pass too. I think just the multiplayer's on Game Pass. But that game always get often compared to with the first thing people talk about. Anything you fight a monster with, Pokemon, Power World. I know a lot of people hate Power World. I know that there's people that love Power World. There are people that can't stand Power World.
I don't know,
But to go back, X Defiant is so different than COD though. I wish people could have played it. I get it, like, because you see people and some guns and stuff, but it's so different than COD.
The thing about
it's so much different.
X Defiant with me is X Defiant was such a good game. It was
It
such
was,
a.
man.
It's
I
such
truly had a blast.
It's
I'm
such
blessed
a.
to be able to play it, man, with you, because that game was amazing.
And like, yes, it's not like everyone like go for this like 1-to-1 comparison.
But he said, Muskrat said that X Defiant was doomed to fail because we're trying to compete with two separate franchises simultaneously, COD and Overwatch.
Yeah, that is true. I do think that like.
I agree with that, but at the same time,
Yeah.
But still,
but they need
yeah.
competition. Like, what I mean is like that's what I love about indie games too. Is like you got to like these companies need to breed in competition. That's why, like you're seeing it right now with Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. They are battling each other, and it calls right now. It's causing Marvel Rivals is causing Overwatch to actually bring up their stuff. You know what I'm saying? So competition's healthy. Competition's healthy. And yes, like I said, Ubisoft that was Ubisoft's fault. Yes, it was.
But Ubisoft does have this habit. If they don't see success in the first like couple of weeks, they'll throw it away.
5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, like but I don't know
wrong.
if they just have like this person with zero patience.
They don't.
Like it's on the chair board is like, okay, I'm not seeing numbers. And they're like, we just released it today, sir. And he's like, I'm still not seeing numbers. Like,
man, give it time.
Cause Ubisoft would shut it down quick.
But this is my thing though. Why does it take? I'm talking about Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, and these companies. So it takes somebody to scare you guys, to force you to make creative things about the game.
Yes.
Once again, it's embarrassing to me because, like, man. So once again, you don't listen to your fans enough. You don't love the game like you used to. So it's like, good guys, I gotta have 13 different franchises to come out to compete to get you to say, oh crap, we gotta do something. Like just like with Overwatch, it took Marvel Rivals to come out, and then all of a sudden now, oh, we got loot boxes again. Oh, we got perks. Oh, we got this. Like, oh my gosh,
Well, that's
man!
the problem.
Like, really,
is there's
Blizzard?
so much pressure in the bigger, companies with the bigger communities and all this because so much of what they're doing it's based on they have bigger budgets to work with, they have bigger teams and everything, but that also means they have a lot more to lose. And that's why, yeah, with Ubisoft games, if they don't see big success in the first 5 minutes, that's considered a loss, and that's such a detrimental thing. And that's where it comes back to, indie creators and stuff like that, because they're working usually with an incredibly small team. Sometimes it's just one person pouring their heart and soul into something. They don't have as much to lose, so they can, I don't want to say do whatever the fuck they want, but in a sense, they can do whatever the heck they want, because there's not really a lot to lose
but my thing is, you're a multi-million-dollar company. What are you really losing? I think they think they're slick. They think they're slick. You're not losing anything. You're a multi-million-dollar company. Don't give me that you got something to lose. What you got to lose?
Because they don't reach the numbers that they reached the year before in the same month, it's a loss. And even though it's not, and they're still positive, it's still
a loss.
stupid.
If they don't make the same amount on a game that they put into creating the game, then that's the big loss.
That's a loss.
So if they put $50 million into producing a game and they make like 30 million in the first month, me just throwing random numbers out there, they lost money on it. That's basically what it comes down to.
I see you saying, they lost money, but yet they're gaining back another 20 million off of endorsements and products that people still spending money on buying stuff. Get out of here with that crap, man. They can kiss my behind with that crap, man. I don't want to hear it, because if you have, it's almost like Coca-Cola saying, okay, we made a product and we lost 40 million on it, but yet we just revenue back another 30 million off of just revenue sales of people buying the product. So you lost $10 million? Compared to, like, I could see if you lost like $100 million or enough to where you get close to bankrupt or the company going downhill. Like, please, like, don't give me that, man. I get what you guys are saying. You guys be effects, but that's just some load of crap, man. Because compared to an independent, exactly. Compared to an independent gaming company that I understand they can't afford to make so much mistakes because they're spending a budget because they don't have the money to recuperate that. I understand that. But these multi-million-dollar companies that's already got $500-600 million, and because you lose a little bit, $10 million, you cry like a little baby. Man, get that crap out of here, man. I don't want to hear it. That's just excuses they make because they just expect anything that independent developer creates for them or a person creates, it should just be amazing in 1 week. You can't always produce amazing games like that. You have to give people time to create incredible games. You can't just pop out freaking, COD and Fortnite in 1 week. Like, come on, man.
Now speaking of Fortnite, that's one game I wish somebody would challenge. Some indie developer or somebody. I would love somebody to take Fortnite completely down. And there's nothing against Fortnite, but Fortnite needs
comparable to it.
Fortnite needs competition right now.
I would love to see any studio tackle it.
But the thing about it is, but not interrupt your point, bro. But there's points. There was games that's been 10 times better than Fortnite. But the engine, how can I say it? The marketing of Fortnite is so massive. It's hard for it to be taken down. For example, Spellbreak. You had, what's the other game that had that Rumbleverse was like a wrestling game and stuff like that. I just would love to see somebody come up there and punch Fortnite in the mouth. Somebody needs to punch Epic Games in the mouth.
Characters that it has at this point, it would be really hard for him.
It'd be hard, yes.
It'd be hard to with
it's hard now. It's hard now because Fortnite bought every daggone license in the world.
Yeah,
but
they know what they're doing.
But I would love to see somebody take Fortnite completely down, or at least give them competition. Because I feel that Fortnite is getting comfortable. It is getting comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Because they know that nobody can challenge them. They can do what the heck they want. And there's no disrespect to Fortnite. If y'all like playing Fortnite, I feel y'all. Yeah. But I'm just saying that I would love competition. Like I said, that's what happened to Marvel Rivals and Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. Blizzard didn't move their butt until Marvel Rivals came out. Now they're getting on the other front too, because there's some competition coming for Diablo. Now they're moving Diablo. It's a game.
Yeah, because Path of Exile's on their tail.
Yeah, there's indie games that's coming out of Diablo. And now the game's got to say, wait a minute, hold on, I got to check myself now.
Like last Epoch is actually really good too. I don't know if y'all heard of that one.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure if
whatever
it's
happened to Battlefield? Everyone always talks about Call of COD and whatnot, dude. I used to play so much Battlefield. I enjoyed that.
Battlefield's
like,
still
massive
there.
maps.
Battlefield's still there.
No, it's not really because EA kind of dropped it.
Them kind of quiet.
Well, EA's been dropping it, and that's just what they do at this
Still
point. They
being
used to
sold
be
on
so
EA.
good, and now they're just being poop
Don't get me-
butts. But I mean,
For
I love
real.
the whole concept behind Battlefield. It's so cool, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't hear anybody ever talk about it. I'm like,
No,
oh,
the
well,
one that- the
crap.
one that-
I love the whole you can fly planes, you helicopters. It's super open map. There's like what is it, like up to 120 something
Yeah,
people versus 120, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, the one I would like to see them now. The one that EA pissed me off about, I'm gonna be honest with you, is Titanfall. Titanfall was had such a problem.
Such a good game.
I would
Oh
die
my
on
God.
Titanfall.
It had a lot of potential, man. Just
so much.
It has so much potential. And then this is what I'm talking about. Back these companies. Listen, man. At the end of the day, I get it's a business, but if you want to have great products or have that same, numbers, like you like to say, like when you first create a product, like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, or COD, or whatever, you have to have passion for the game. You have to have love for the game, and you have to have a creative thinking process and give people time to create great products and stuff like that. You don't do it, you're gonna keep having failed product after failed product after failed product.
Sam said.
Titanfall 2 was so good.
Yep. Sam was saying that
So
Street
dumb.
Fighter 6 do have competition. Now,
I don't feel like they're the same type of fighting game. Like I feel like 2KO and like 2KO is closer to a Japanese fighting game than it is like a Street Fighter like fighting game. So I feel like they're kind of in a different areas.
But
I won't play like it's closer to Guilty Gear in them.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
It is. It's more like Guilty Gear and Marvel vs. Capcom combined almost.
Yeah,
they got the style of Marvel vs. Capcom, and like for example, Smash Brothers, for example. There's indie games like Rivals of Aether. Now a lot of people have never heard of that.
That game gets slept on a lot.
But that game gets slept on. I mean, a lot. If y'all look
like,
at Rivals of Aether, Rivals of Aether 2.
I haven't heard that one.
It's like they got like little
really
animal
good.
characters. Yeah, they got like little animal characters, but it plays like Smash Brothers. Brawlhalla is another game that gets compared to Smash Brothers.
That's a free to play though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Too?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Yeah,
Brawlhalla was alright. It wasn't bad. I played it. I don't know. I love it. Like it wasn't bad, but I think I don't know. Maybe
like, I can see people not really like vibing with it all the time.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it by Ubisoft because
I think I have more fun playing with my friends, playing with y'all, playing with my friends, playing it than playing by myself. Playing it by myself, I just got bored with it.
What was the one that Warner Brothers was going to be coming out with, and I think that crashed a second time.
Infamous.
That had it was like Shaky, Steven from Steven Universe, Finn.
Yeah.
Batman.
Multiverse.
But
yeah, multiverse. That was a cool concept at first, but then it just didn't stick.
But with like Looney Tunes characters,
basically.
The thing about multiverse is that they didn't even get their own game a chance. That's the problem. Yeah. That's the thing about multiverse.
Apparently, Warner Brothers was like that too, though. Like Ed Boon said, like working with Warner Brothers, like the guy that does Mortal Kombat. He said it's a nightmare.
Oh,
because they want things done a certain way, and if they don't get it that certain way, they'll pull the funding of the project. Like,
look, I got to beat Super Saiyan Shaggy. That's all that mattered.
Yeah,
I mean, you all kind of just Super Saiyan Shaggy, Skippy. Like, that's just kind of your vibe.
But I love But I'll keep going, Ginger, because I can talk all day about that.
I was about to say, I'm going to steer this back in the right direction because we're definitely going on a rant again.
Yeah, this was called off topic. That's already taken.
I was about to say, Distractable is already taken, so. But honestly, a lot of this seems like a lot of the like games that we're talking about and different things, a lot of like a lot of bigger titles kind of like failing on launch, a lot of things like that. A lot of the big problems seem to be tied back to either games being compared to other games, studios giving up on games because of like budget reasons, a lot of stuff like that. And it's just big problems. But then honestly, that took me back to one of the points that I had on my bulleted list that I sent everybody, which was a financial related thing, which was if anyone remembers back in September of 2023, does anyone remember the Unity controversy when they decided about adding the runtime fee back in 2023, which if anyone doesn't remember when this happened, I'll refresh your memories, which what Unity was planning on doing, which Unity is an engine that is used in so many games, especially indie games where they create their games. Cult of the Lamb is a very big example of this. For anyone who doesn't know, that is a fantastic game. Look into it. But basically what was going to happen was Unity was just going to implement this thing where after a game hit a certain threshold of approximately 200,000 total installs, every time a game that was made using their engine was installed, the developer was going to be charged 20 cents per install of their game, which for some people that would be absolutely ridiculous, especially for indie creators. And backlash from the entire gaming community was so insane that I think it was around September 12th that Unity announced this. And about 10 days later, I have another article here of Unity is walking back its runtime install policy because after a controversial week for Unity, the game engine developer is walking back, at least partially, its much dreaded runtime installation policy. And yeah, as you can imagine, this did not go down well with developers who took to social media to voice their fury. In an open letter to the gaming community on Friday, Unity Create President Mark Whitten apologized, saying that the community should have spoken with more of you and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. I remember when this got announced and just seeing all of the like memes and stuff being posted online, and also so many creators. Cult of the Lamb was one of the first ones that posted online. Yeah, if they do this, we're just taking our game off Steam, so download it now because it's going to be gone if they do this. And you know what? I would have respected the hell out of them for it. Because being charged per download, that's just ridiculous. And that's an example of a bigger company that had
It's a load of crap.
that had been letting so many developers use their stuff for years, just being like, oh, we can make more money now, and then corporate greed getting the best of them, and then realizing, oh, wait a minute, we're about to shoot ourselves in the foot if we do this.
And to that point, I got so much to say about that. Got take over controversy. Like, ooh, I want to rant so bad. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm trying to keep this. I'm trying to keep this concise. That's the problem with companies now, and that's what they always trying to grab that paper. They trying to grab money. That's what that's their job, to be honest with you.
Doing it the wrong way.
I understand that, Buffalo. I understand 100%. They are doing it the wrong way, but we are such in this world. Even now, this world is such in a money-driven situation that. Like C said it perfectly. Money first, quality later.
Yeah.
How much money I can get out of you first before I can work on my quality. That's why everybody's saying like, "Oh, use Overwatch." I'm ripping on Overwatch because I love the game itself. But that's why Overwatch is Call of Duty. Their battle passes. They're freaking.
If I see one more battle pass, I might lose it.
Yep.
Like.
That's why a lot of this stuff sucks because it's money first, no quality, and a lot of games, and I'm talking about all games in general. A lot of nowadays compared to nowadays, there's a lot of crappy quality because they all care about money. Then they wonder why these games are not as great as games back in the days that cared about quality first, then money later. So it's going to be a same go. It's going to be a same going on the face. It's going to be a lot of crappy quality. Because they still care. We're about money. So.
And
you used to be able to go buy a game and it would be finished. And now you buy a game and you hope that within the first 6 months you get enough updates that it's actually done.
Yeah, and that's why, like for example, I'm gonna use Square Enix's Final Fantasy. They are milking the heck out of Final Fantasy 7. They gave you literally the first part of Final Fantasy, only the first part, and charge $60, and they will keep on charging for each part. Like
that is really gross.
Companies are, it's just. Oh, that's the thing. That's what I love about indie games, because indie games are willing to take that risk. And I know we probably get into this topic next or down the road, but I think a lot of gamers don't give these little companies out here a chance to even play the game that they do. Like, it's a lot of games that is not your Call of Duty. Not your Fortnite, not your Halo. That is absolute fun because they are made with that passion, that heart, that love
for the game.
For the game. Like Future, I'll use Future famous statement. The love of the game. They love. I want to see more companies out there like that. Like, for example, I've been playing Tunic off of my my Xbox on Game Pass, and Tunic is like a Zelda clone. It's almost like Zelda, but your little fox dude don't know the language, so even the instruction manual and everything else is in that foreign language. You can't go through the game because your character can't read what's going on, but you gotta kind of feel your way around the world trying to do stuff. And I love unique things. That's something that indie games has coming up. Undertale, who ever thought that you could have I'm gonna put in wrestling terms, you could have a heel turn or a face turn. You can actually be a baby face or a heel. Depends on what choices you make throughout the game. You could take every last monster out and you become this diabolical destruction. Even the fact that your shirt changed and the shirt changed and everything else changed, because you become a heel of the monster world with Undertale. But you could take the sparing route and you see the more angelic version of yourself. There's Chara and there's Frisk. There's two different characters, but it's based on what version are you going to choose? Which version of yourself you're going to choose into? And that's what I love about Undertale. Undertale was so imaginative. Toby Fox done his thing. I freaking love Ubisoft, freaking Undertale, because it was such a unique. And while I was listening to the intro and stuff like that, I said, "Dang, I missed that game. I already played through that game again." And that's what's wrong with people. That's what's wrong with the culture right now, is the fact that everybody trying to nickel and. My point is that everybody trying to nickel and dime everything. Look at Overwatch. That daggone La Seraphim bundle. I love it to death, but it cost me $60 to buy it.
And that's just nuts.
Call of Duty. Yeah. Call of Duty. They took the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle licenses, and that bundle's $100 for 4.
And the thing is, like, me and my buddy and Muskrat plays the game, right? And there are so many people that bought that bundle, and we like, where do y'all get this money?
Yeah, it's like that. But I think C said it. That was the most perfect statement to the whole situation with Unity and other things like that. That money first, quality later. That's what they go by now. And sad, because I think sometimes yes. Back in the day, it was more quality first, because they didn't have nothing to hardly work with, if that makes sense. The technology wasn't there. They had to be imaginative to do stuff now. Now the technology's there. Social media's there. Now it's about how much money I can make out this bread. How much bread I can make. And that's the world in general. But I'm not going to get in that topic, because that'd be going into politics. But
that's true.
But no, because it is interesting just looking at, like, and there are certain things where a lot of games, like, I mean, Overwatch, I guess, is one of the games that is a good example of that. And I mean, a lot of EA games as well are, because I mean, do you guys know how much it costs to buy every single expansion pack for The Sims nowadays? It's over
Oh,
$1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's
What?
literally over $1,000 to buy
That's
every single
crazy.
pack for The Sims when they're not on sale, which is
They
ridiculous.
can miss me with that. I'm
Let's not even
paying
get
that
into
much.
how
They're
much
crazy.
Destiny would cost at this point.
Like,
Holy
it's
crap.
it's
Oh,
crazy,
thanks,
but that's
Skippy.
some games. Other games, like, and this is not me just sitting here wanting to like take a dump on all AAA games for
Yes,
the
you do.
next 2 hours. No, shut up. No, because there are good AAA games. Like, I'm not saying, oh, they're all bad and they're only in it for the money. Like, have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
yeah.
Like that is a fantastic story from start to finish. You can see the quality in
But
the
they also
world and the
took their
characters and
time.
everything.
And-
Like there's plenty of games with great like quality stories from start to finish. And yeah, there's some glitches in the game that you can exploit, but all games have stuff like that in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
just
true.
one of those things where some games definitely are cramming in a lot of in-game purchases to the point that like, okay, can we calm down? You know.
Like you charge me for everything I want to download or
Take my damn
contain.
soul
Good gosh,
already, please.
like
Yeah.
damn, like
But-
can I?
And it's getting to the, like, for example, my favorite game is, y'all know my favorite game is Zenless Zone Zero. And even that gotcha mod, that's the worst of the worst, to be honest with you. Some games are worse. That's the worst.
It's predatory.
That's
And I
predatory.
understand it is.
But I do applaud the way ZZZ does it in retrospect in some way, because at least you are guaranteed that character after you roll one time. If you miss that roll, that next roll you do go through, you guarantee that character, regardless.
Yeah, because it's a 50-50, isn't it?
Once you lose if you lose your 50-50, that next 50-50 is going to be guaranteed that character.
I think Genshin's the same way.
Thankfully.
They had to implement that like later though, because like everyone was really upset.
But then you got like fake Grand Order, like the one of BBA and Buffalo plays. You could spend $1 million and you still might not roll that character.
You still might not get the character.
Dang.
To be honest,
That's crazy.
Because the way
I think that like they do have a limit. They do have a limit. It has to be 300 rolls though. And I'm like, that's insane.
Oh, that's insane.
So, but gotcha games are very. That's why I tell people, and maybe that'll be another topic for another day. But gotcha games, you just got to be.
Got your game, got your wallet.
Yeah, that's why it's called. That's why it's called a gotcha. That's why it's called a gotcha game, because it gonna get your wallet. It's almost like Capital One.
That reminds me of something, because so I listen to Distractable a lot on a daily basis, and a while ago they were talking about, was there a Diablo mobile game
Yep.
a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
There was? Okay, so apparently, and this is me just like paraphrasing something that I listened to a while ago. Apparently there was a guy who spent like thousands of dollars to basically like up his characters or whatever, to the point that he ended up in a tier of his own in the game and couldn't even do anything anymore in the game because he had maxed out his stuff so far that he was above everyone else. And I'm just like,
Oh.
at that point, what are you getting out of this? It's just one of those things where like
Bank account that cries.
I mean, yeah, well, one, your bank account is weeping because what did you just do? But also, like, if if you end up doing that kind of thing in some of these games where you're spending like thousands of dollars to up your characters, and then you end up in a tier of your own where you can't even get like matched against other people, what have you done?
Good luck with that,
Kind of a
sir.
weird thing to think about.
Hope you have a great day.
No, people like, okay. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna dub this the God complex. And with that situation, a lot of people feel like we get it on ZZZ. I'm part of an active community in ZZZ. There's people that spent over, I will say, $28K over characters because they feel that they put all that value into the game. I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with the way and nothing wrong with spending money on the games you like. Don't get me wrong. But when it becomes obsessive, that's when it becomes like, I got to have it. I will move rent money. I will move anything about it to get the money, to get advantage on people. that's when it becomes a little bit of problem. It ain't no little bit of problem. It becomes a problem. Like Samsung brought the point out. 2K, people be spending. If you ever heard of Madden, Madden got Ultimate Team. Madden. The funny thing about Madden, is if you are a streamer of that game and you spend X amount of money on that game, you can declare it on your taxes as disposable income.
I didn't even think about that.
What?
Like, if you're a streamer streaming it and you spend that much money.
Yeah, it's taxable.
Oh my god.
Just like what's the name too? Pokemon. If you ever remember, there's a mobile game called Pokemon Masters EX. And if somebody donates some money to you and you spend on gacha rolls, you can technically
Put that on your taxes.
Put that on your taxes. Cause
I didn't even think about that.
Cause people,
I don't know that.
It technically is a business expense.
It's a business expense.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's
That's where
technically a
things get
business.
complicated.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But like, I do
Yeah.
think that indie games do. I like the fact that you can spend something on an indie game, right,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and get your money's worth.
Yeah, because some of them do have like in-game purchases and stuff like that, but they're usually much smaller scale.
Like Concern 8 was like, I am not gonna give you any update that you have to pay for.
Yeah. No, he's literally said that, I think, on Twitter before. He was like, I'm never going to put paid DLC in the game. It is always going to be free updates.
Do you think it's actually okay for people to vote with their wallets like that though? Like I said, I don't care what entertainment you're in. If you like something so much, you're gonna invest in it. Like it's like gaming itself. Gaming is an investment. Anything you touch is an investment, regardless. So yes, it does have its extreme, but it's nothing wrong with. It's a catch-22 regardless. I'm
You
getting.
know what you mean, though. Yeah, I mean, you can't win because the company's still making money. They keep doing the same crap they've been doing, and then when you have developers that have a chance to make something great, they don't have enough funds, or people don't give games a chance to allow creative games to be produced and
He said,
be
"Nah,
inspirational."
bro. Do I say you have people
becoming
who have
a
reinforced these? Yes, I do have a beef with them in a way because it does get predatorial.
Yeah. Like I do.
Yeah.
I do think that it's possible. Like, it's weird for me that like the indie studios can like eat that cost of making the labor, but $1 million studio can't eat that cost for free DLC. Like,
yeah,
like
that's where the
cosmetics
BS comes in.
Cosmetics should not be above $60.
Yeah.
Cosmetics shouldn't be above $5. To be honest with you, I think cosmetic at the most should be $2.99.
Yeah, at the most should be $2 to $5.
You got people, virtual characters cost more than you actually get an outfit from Walmart.
Like BBA said, the TMNT bundle got so much flack for how expensive it is because it costs more than the actual game, right?
Yeah, honestly,
and people still bought it. I'm like, why?
Like, there's people that's fitting their characters with more money than they fit their own self in real life. That's how
I mean,
crazy
if they know
it is.
people are gonna buy it, then they're gonna charge that much. That's basically what it comes down to. They're like, well, some people can afford it, so we'll just smack that price tag on it, and whoever can't afford it, well, that sucks for them. And I'm like, wow, that's sad.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but I don't wanna hang on this topic for too long because we could rant about this all day too. Because it's just sad when it's honestly, but it's just what gaming is nowadays for a lot of those different kinds of things. But then also, once again, going back to the corporate greed aspect of things, going back to indie developers, here's an interesting topic of some indie developers. Do they regret selling their games or their labels to bigger companies? And is it better to remain independent in this day and age? One of the games that I'm talking about specifically in this case is when Minecraft first started, it was only being developed by the independent company Mojang until I believe 2 years into its development, it was acquisitioned by Microsoft, and now the two companies work together, although Microsoft is the bigger parent company hanging over it. And I think we were talking about it a little bit. I don't know for sure. Didn't one of the higher ups at Mojang actually say they regret selling to
Yeah,
Microsoft?
Mm-hmm.
he does regret selling
Pretty
it.
sure.
Yeah,
Wait,
after
hold.
all
What's
this
his
time.
name?
Isn't what Jeb? Was it Jeb? So I didn't
It,
particularly look into this very much, but let me
where
see.
is it? I know what's his name. Like it's coming up. I have to find him again.
While y'all looking at that, I do want to say something about that before y'all get into it. I think I know where y'all going at, but at the same time, like, for the financial with the greed situation, if you vent something, if you vent a game, or you got this game and you got this product in yourself, and you put your heart and soul into it, and somebody come along or a big company come along and say, you know what, like for example, I'll use say if I made a game and
Okay.
say Nintendo come to me and said, bruh, I'll give you $36 million for your game. The question is, would you take it or not? But most people will, because that's a life-changing experience. But at the same time, that's something you made. Like, I'll use, for example, bro, I'll use your book, for example. If somebody come to you and say, of a big publishing company come to you and say, you know what, here's $75 million to sell Tavern. And you're in the state right now, would you do it? That's the issue. That's the issue. That's
No.
what you got to say to yourself.
Mainly because if someone wanted, especially nowadays, if someone wants to sell you that much money to buy your license, it's worth more than that.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's almost like
I see what you're saying.
It's almost like what they do. What's his
That's
name?
what actually got Notch. The guy that does, I found his name. His name is
Yeah,
Marky
Notch.
Person.
He sold
Notch.
it for 2.5 billion, apparently.
Wow.
And if they give you that much money, they know
That's worth more.
they gonna get it back.
They know what
And
they're
then
getting,
some.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you have to be dangerous. You have to think about it. How much of a long game are you gonna play? Because they're giving you what they know that will change your life, but not enough that will put them in the hole. They know what they're gonna get back.
What's your thoughts about that, Skippy? I would love to know your thoughts about it, bro.
Oh man, I've been zoned, dude. My brain is just boo right now. All right, back up. Repeat that question one more time, Jin. Sorry, my brain is
Well,
gone.
we're talking about like so we just looked up a little bit about Minecraft when it was sold.
Notch and
Yeah,
whatnot.
because Notch was the one who sold it, and it was for 2.5 billion back in
Yeah.
2014. And so it's interesting. Well, Jeb is the lead designer. Marcus Notch, person, the original creator of
Yeah,
Minecraft.
Notch is the one of all of it. Jeb's he's the one with the very long ginger hair.
Yes.
Personally, I
Okay.
love Minecraft to the end of time, and they have probably made way more than whatever they gave Notch at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Yeah.
most of you probably already saw, I was playing it in the background. I mean, crap.
Cooking.
I mean, he's so obviously with him selling off Minecraft, they could do anything they wanted to. There's obviously there's Minecraft Dungeons, there's Minecraft Legends, which I've played a little bit of. It's okay, but
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't feel the same. It's like it's more of like an RPG strategy game, which it's my cup of tea. I love strategy games, but it's a little bit harder to figure out. But I mean, off of all those franchises, and now obviously that Minecraft movie, which seems to be silly and weird. I mean, Notch should have kept it, but I feel like in his brain it was just, hey, I don't have to do any work anymore. It's just easy to relax at this point. I can kick back in my super crazy mansion house, whatever the hell I just got, and I'm good for the rest of my entire life.
But then he got bored, like, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
that's what
like,
happens. You get bored. If you don't have a freaking purpose, what's the point?
Yeah,
True. That's true.
Expanding into what it
Well,
is today either.
But at the
I
same,
That is
mean,
true, though.
I'm assuming he was probably like at the same point they made something, and it's like you get to a point where you're just like, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to really keep this up. And then when that bot
Yeah.
out happened, he's like, man, this is a great life. And then probably like several months down the road, he's like, shit, I'm freaking bored.
But
Yeah.
and to me, I'm put my heart into something. But why I'm saying this, but money don't bring happiness, if that makes sense.
Facts.
And that's the problem. When you seeing something like that, money do not truly bring happiness to you, and that's what he's probably feeling like. I was happy at this point. I got this money,
But he lost his purpose.
yeah, you lost that drive. So, like, what did you change? You basically, I hate to say it like this, but you kind of sold your soul to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like to an extent.
To an
Don't get
extent.
me wrong. I
What
mean, you
happens when
need
the
money
drive
to
comes back?
survive. Oh,
You
go
said
ahead.
what?
I'm sorry,
You
go
said
ahead,
what,
Ginger.
Ginger?
What happens
Yeah.
when the drive comes back is the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like I want,
Like
like
it's gone.
It's very
It's
possible.
gone. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get that mojo back. I don't get wrong. I'm not saying you don't need money to survive. We get that. What we're saying is that when you just forget your love of the game and forget why you started making games and forget having fun, most importantly too, you just lose everything about you. You become a soulless person in the gaming world. I mean, so it speaks volumes and it hits home. It hits people. People can see it. People can tell.
But I'm reading what Muskrat saying. The thing about something as a creator, and that's something if you create something so epic, you never gonna replicate that next that you're not gonna be consistent regardless. Because if you, like, for example, if that man created Minecraft and then try to create something similar to Minecraft, he never gonna be able to replicate Minecraft success, because it's just the way creativity works. And
I mean, he could create something again, but at that point in time, like as I just said, they're like, his team is gone, his crew. I mean, he might sure have those friends, but it's like if he goes off and does that again to make something else, he could potentially make enemies at that point. And I mean, if it's something that says successful, then you know what? So what? That's, I guess, cool at that point. But like, it feels stupid at that point.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I will actually turn that man down. That money that money was $2.5 billion. Yes, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of bread. But my thinking,
that is life changing. And like, if it was something like, if it was like my only project, maybe not. Like maybe I'll just maybe I'll not sell it. But if it is my only like if it's not my only project, I'll be like, okay, I can make another one. His thing is that he really didn't have nothing out. He didn't have a plan afterwards.
Yeah. So he didn't know where to go.
If I was in his situation, that like $2.5 billion will make me a new game company.
Yeah. But like I said, money and your craft.
Money shouldn't be the thing for happiness.
It's just such a because
it breaks people.
Exactly, like Skipper said, it breaks you.
Facts.
Yes, money. I'm not like Future said. Money is important. And don't get me wrong. Money makes. Like, you never heard that song? Money make the world go round. Yes, it does. Yep. But at the same time, you cannot just. Something don't have value. Some stuff just don't have value to it, and you can't price that. You know what I'm saying? You can't put money on that.
Yeah, you can't. And the answer what Muskrat talking about, you gotta understand, Muskrat. I understand you guys. Everybody's different. You might not want to work on Minecraft forever, but if somebody truly loves something, they will work on it forever. It depends on the individual. It's not always about what people think. It's about what that person wants to do. If they like for example, people tell me all the time, why do you play Overwatch constantly, even though there's different games out there? Because I love the game. If I want to play the game forever, I will play until I leave this earth. Nobody's gonna tell me different. It's like you gotta understand. Everybody has a different way of thinking. Everybody's not gonna agree with the same opinions that people have.
And BBA got a good point here. He said at the end of the day, it's instant money or the money you can get for yourself from a passion project. You're choosing now or later. If you realize what you said, what it is worth based on that offer, then you can get the bar up of yourself. I agree.
I agree with that completely.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
No, and honestly, like, that's kind of where I am as, me being a writer right now is that, I could go ahead, skip the middleman, and I could self-publish my books right now, but, like, that wouldn't do anything for me because, like, yeah, they would be out there. I could be selling them. They could be, on Amazon through Kindle Direct Publishing, but I already have them out there up for free because I don't give a damn about making money off of what I'm creating because that's never been my purpose as a creator. Like the monetary side of it, like yes, that would be a plus. I'm not saying that wouldn't be, but that's never been my sole purpose in why I want to do the things that I'm doing. So that's why all of my books are up on Wattpad for free because I'm just like I want people to read my stuff because I want people to read my stuff, not because I want to capitalize on it, I guess is the best way to put it.
And in your case, Ginger, I'm a firm believer. If you love something, that money will come. That money gonna come. Yeah. Regardless, it's gonna fall into place.
Like it could
if you put enough out there, because I feel like you can tell some people make creative projects just to make money, and those usually don't stick around very long.
Nope, instant gratification. That's the thing. Do you want instant gratification or do you want long-term gratification?
Like I'd rather have a company. This is why I always like. I'm not like Rockstar is not my favorite company. I love Red Dead, but I'm not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto. But I can say that they take their time with their game.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
It's they have a very good mindset of I will rather delay the game than put something bad out.
Yeah.
And that's such a good mindset.
That is such a good mindset.
Now they're just pushing crap out. It's like, oh, we need the money now. It's like, well, find out what happens when you push that game out, and then everyone's like, "This is trash," and they're all trying to get refunds.
Nintendo, that in a way with some of the games, and they're not in other games.
50-50.
Yeah, because for example, they take their time. For example, they'll take their time for Legend of Zelda, but then they don't take their time with Splatoon. Like Splatoon, I'll be honest with you. This off topic.
Even Mario sometimes they don't take the time with it.
Yeah,
they'll just throw a Mario game out.
They just rush. Oh my gosh, they rush.
Yeah, but like with Splatoon's case, I feel that 3, as much as great as that game is, it was rushed. It was completely rushed, and they kind of rushed. They kind of took the press pass and let's go because it's like it didn't have the feeling of 2. And we'll talk about that later. But it's they rushed the heck out of that thing. And now it's like Animal Crossing is another one. They rushed it out the door.
Animal Crossing is and this is why I love seeing these indie cozy games. Because they have so much polish. But then there's these other farming games that you can tell they're trying to be like Stardew Valley. And don't understand what makes Stardew Valley Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Where
they're just kind of putting similar aspects in, but they're not fleshing out the world very well. They're not giving their characters real personalities or anything.
And that's one thing about the gaming space, or any creative space really. They'll see something popular and be like, okay, what's the bare minimum we could do to copy this?
Yeah.
And get the most amount of money.
Indie copycats are definitely a thing. That's something.
It drives me crazy. Because I'll be like, I will see it I love Nintendo Directs, but they are 30% farming sims trying to be either Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley.
It's like you're screaming, please pay me. It's like you're screaming, please pay me. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money.
Yeah. You're that desperate to be like, I'm going to straight up steal this game's concept.
And there are some of them that stand on their own. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
all of them are
there's
bad
some.
because there are some decent ones. Like I have my whole
Yeah,
list
not all
of
of them.
like let me hold on a second, let me pull up my list because I have an entire list of like cozy indie games, and just to name some of them: Stardew Valley, Farm Together, Cozy
Yeah.
Grove, Coral Island, Sunhaven, Slime Rancher is on there. Like those are some good cozy indie games, but then there's an
True.
entire other category of them that are just like clones and copycats because they're just like, this was popular. What if we made something that's a reskin of that?
Yeah.
It's just like, well, why
Not
would I want to play
bad.
the reskin when I already have the original?
But reskins were terrible. That what gets
Yeah.
me. I'm like, you're not even scanning it correctly.
Like, I'm not paying $2 to play something that's kind of like Stardew Valley when I can play Stardew Valley for the 8th time, okay?
It's like
Yeah,
it's like
thank you
they're
very much.
carbonating Coca-Cola and forget that it's carbonated. Like,
Yeah.
They forgot,
I'm like,
they forgot the
how are you
sodium
doing
too.
this?
They
Like-
they forgot the sodium also.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like bro, like like bro was saying, like I won't use my favorite game. I don't use Farm Together, and I'm gonna compare those two games: Farm Together and Stardew Valley. Yes, they are very similar in two games. Both games are very similar. But the thing about it is, Farm Together actually, Farm Together is more of the farming aspect of the game, where Stardew Valley is more of the social aspect of the game.
yeah.
Mhm.
That what how they compare. They are very similar in the game. To put it in comparison, I'm level 102 and Farm Together right now. My farm is at level 95, and and my farm is about big as Hyrule.
I was supposed to say, I don't know what that means, but that number you said, I'm like, that seems pretty
that sounds
freaking high.
impressive. I know how much you were addicted to that game, but also like they're two very different styles of games, so you can tell you play them for two different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And one day I will scream this on my channel, because if y'all see my Farm Together farm, y'all be like, oh my god, because it literally
Massive.
it literally I'll put it in comparison. If I were to start now farming, harvesting everything on my farm, it would take me till 7:00 tonight
Dang.
to harvest everything, to harvest the whole farm. If I were to harvest everything farm, don't stop, it would take me till 7:00 tonight.
Good God.
Because my
You
farm is
got
so massive.
places out there, man.
Yeah, like
So
It's dope though.
that's how my farm is. But one day I will give y'all a tour, and it'll probably be a 2-hour show, because that's how long it takes my farm. That's how big my massive farm is.
I can't wait to see that. That would be awesome.
I might do it after this daggone show, to be honest with you.
Just come up on Farm
Hey,
Together.
I'll watch
Do
it
it.
too. Hey,
Do it.
I'll do it. I'll watch
I'm
it. That'd
here.
be awesome.
yeah, like
I'll be
I'm
a
here
little
for-
sleepy.
I'm here
but I'm
for
here.
it.
snack or something, because you're gonna need a snack.
I'm here for it.
all that,
Yep.
like,
Okay, so
Here for it.
after the scream, I will show y'all my Farm Together stuff. But
Let's go.
Oh my
but
god.
because
Let's go.
it's a large farm. I got my own ponds and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy.
He's gonna need a snack intervention.
Yeah, so that would be the intermission of this show. I mean, what would you call it? The epilogue? Yeah, the
yeah,
epilogue.
it'll be an epilogue.
The after show.
Yeah.
After show, it's like, yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your ta- what's
Show
your
off
ta-
his
what's
farm.
your Oh God, we got a question here. This is maybe off topic, but I'm not going to
Okay.
I'm not going to answer this question. I want to let Des answer this question.
Oh my God.
Mr. Muffin said, "What's your guys' take on the new Dragon Age game?"
I mean, if it's already free on PlayStation Plus, that can kind of tell you what happened.
All right. All right. Muskrat can back me up. The game is kind of garbage.
That's all I've heard. Like when they
is.
showed it, it looked cool.
It's terrible.
Oh, they let down. Oh, of course they
It's
did.
one of those games that it'll take the lore from its older games and just throw it completely out the window. Nothing makes sense. The game, like, oh, the gameplay is cool at first, right? Like the battle system, but then you get into the battle system and you realize you're doing the same thing over and over again. Like you're not doing
Oh,
nothing
no.
interesting. And like
I've never played Dragon Age, so I don't.
Dragon Age, I would suggest
I haven't
honestly,
played it, so I
Dragon
never
Age
played it. I have to
Origins and
see.
Dragon Age 2 are good games. Like Dragon Age
Mhm.
Origins is still way better than Dragon Age 2.
Oh.
But like after that cutoff point, you got Inquisition.
I'm not gonna I hate to interrupt my brother here, but when he said Dragon Age 2 is better than Dragon Age Origin is better than Dragon Age 2, I honestly severely disagree with that, brother. But
You can have your opinion on like what's better between Origins and 2. I don't really. That doesn't hurt me at all.
Yeah, like for me, I get that we'll discuss that in private. But
yeah,
but me and my brother had some battles about that whole Dragon Age Origin.
Yeah, we go back and forth on Origins.
I got some family members that think that's the greatest game since sliced bread and the wheel. But
Sliced bread.
But
it's okay. Well, I'm not getting into that. That's not the topic we're having. The topic that we're having is that Belgard is garbage.
My man said not today.
I'll topic back
Not
just a little
today.
bit. Also, I noticed that Sam mentioned a bit about well, I think it was Sam and C64 talking about the Mario sports games on the Switch being a travesty. Hard agree on that. I tried to play some of them a little bit because I like Mario sports games. God, did they make me mad? They were so bad.
I don't understand why these companies think they can get away with this. Like,
aside from like the main line, like Mario Odyssey and stuff like that, the Mario games for the Switch have been bad. But we're not here to talk about those games today, ladies and
That's time for
gentlemen.
another story.
It makes me upset.
Come Mario Tennis for the 64 was amazing.
First.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Dragon Age rant. So I can give Muffin the whole like idea why this game is terrible. All right. The writing is so bad that like the people would just repeat themselves about things that already happened. And that just drives me insane. They're like, oh, we're in this cave. I wonder if there are artifacts here. Oh, where's the artifact? This cave. And I'm like, shut up. Like, and then like they were just shoehorn things in. Like, I love diversity in video games, right? There's this one character who reminds you that they're non-binary every scene that they're in.
Oh, by the way,
How they do that?
Like, how do they remind you? How do they shoe it in there?
They'd be like, oh, like, as a non-binary person, or like, oh, my pronouns are they, them. And I'm like, we know.
Are they like a non-binary Karen?
Yeah. And I'm like, I am all for, like, I'm all for diversity. I don't need to be reminded. I haven't forgotten that they're non-binary. They said it 3 sentences ago. Like,
no, inclusion is great, but forced inclusion is why people get annoyed about inclusion. Oh my god.
Man, that's another topic for another day.
You know what that reminds me of? What?
I'm gonna have to show this scene to something like y'all at one point. I'll show it in the party in our group chat. They have this scene with their mother, and it's so like forced tension and bad writing that I almost cut the game off. Like, I'm like, wow. How did anyone
went delete?
He almost cut the game off.
Like, how did anyone get past this? Like, how did it? Like, no one was like, "Hey,
it's too much."
Writer person, this is stupid. Like, no one said that. Like, no one was like, "Hey, can you fix this character? Because this character's really dumb." Like,
Yeah, bulb.
Like, and I hate this game so much. Like, if I could give it a negative score, I think I would.
I love this.
He's
by
like
the way.
-1 star.
This is beautiful.
It's almost like the movie Riddick with Van Diesel. Why would you name Riddick the same damn title? Excuse my French. Put Riddick 2, Riddick whatever, Riddick Vengeance. You put Riddick twice. Like, how am I supposed to know which Riddick I'm watching? What are we doing?
There's so many moments where you're playing something or you're watching something, you hit a cutscene, you read some dialogue or you hear some dialogue, and you think, how many people watched this and let this slip through to the final product? You really have to think
That's
about
true.
that for a minute,
That's
because
true.
especially in bigger games, sometimes it's like an entire team approved this.
That what gets me about Dragon Age. Like, an entire team was like, "Yep." Then beta testers was like, "Yep." Like
were they high?
Second.
Were y'all drunk?
was someone afraid to be
Y'all
like,
approved this?
"This is stupid." Like, like if I wrote something and someone's like, "This is stupid," I'd be like, "Oh, my B, I'll fix that." Nah, like, apparently that just doesn't happen.
No,
It doesn't
somebody
register.
thought,
I'm gonna continue to
stupid
do it.
enough that everyone's gonna think it's funny, and then everyone got the game. They're like, "No, it's not funny. Stop."
The thing about
Dragon
Dragon,
like 5,000 over 20 just did.
I want to add to your point, bro. And I love that rant. Trust me, I love it. But I want to add to your point. That's the problem. That's the prime example why some people are sick. They get tired of the whole diversity and inclusion situation because some people they don't want to feel forced. They want to be natural.
But also, it's not that it's the diversity that's the problem. It's the writing that's the problem.
That's what,
exactly.
that's what I'm saying.
It's not the people being there.
Yeah.
It's that you can't write. Like, there are two different things.
That's what I'm saying,
Whenever
bro.
it's like jammed down your throat like that, where they're like every other line, they need to remind you that this character is not straight or something like that. And it's like, no, you don't need to say it every 2 seconds. You've been told we should remember this. And it's like, no, we need to keep saying it. The people need to know. And it's like, oh my
It's like,
God. How
what
I
if
already
it's
know.
like,
I already know. You don't have to tell me. You told me like 3 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, an hour ago. I already know.
And that's why somebody
you told me like literally the last sentence, being like, well, as a non-binary person, like, okay, you get to pick a non-binary option as your character, right?
Oh.
One of my friends chose this option, right? And she said it made her so mad because every other scene, they were like, I feel the same way as a non-binary person. It's like, no, they don't. Because they don't, you being a non-binary person can't compare that to someone being murdered. Like, that's not the same. Like,
bro.
I'm
Hey, man, go get something to drink, dog. Time out, dog. Get something to drink,
man.
Get something to drink, bro.
Sit down, you bum.
I'm convinced these people must listen to that song design by Panda called Designer. Just keep saying it. Panda, no, my song, the artist designed a song called Panda, just redundant repeatedly over. Panda, 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 storyline, diversity, 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 diversity. It's like
Panda,
over
Panda,
over.
Panda. Oh my God, that song, by the way, is so horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know. I'm comparing to the
cannot-
writing that Buffalo's speaking of.
I cannot wait.
That's what the writing was.
I cannot wait
like,
until we talk about it. Boy.
like these people, I don't understand how one person in a basement with one computer can make better writing than a whole team of people writing separate characters. They have they have a writer for every character. Right. How? How are all of them bad?
Not one, not two, not three, all.
I've never about like the 50% mark of Dragon Age, I was just like, let this game end. Like, I'm just tired of everyone here. Like
just kill the fire. It's fine already. It's done.
There is such thing as closing the game and just not continuing playing it.
like the criticism part of me was like, as a Dragon Age fan, I'm obligated to finish this game, right? because I played the first 3. I might as well finish this 4th one, right? But that game, I was like, I would rather honestly just go out there and pick grass. Like,
Yeah, the image going through my head right now is like you would be sitting there, you would just close or like turn off your computer, calmly walk away, and come walking back in the room with a fucking flamethrower and just lighting it ablaze.
Whoa.
Oh my
did.
god.
I think I would have threw it out the way. I think I would have threw it out the window.
Jesus Christ.
Because, like,
Are-
oh,
All right,
Oh,
all right.
shit.
all right, let me go.
Before
Let's
the
go
blood,
across the ride.
We're steering this back on track now.
This ship is so far off course, you can only maybe steer it back on track a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
I'm
Just
sorry.
go.
I gotta say it. Muskrat, sir.
oh.
The beat is okay for the song for Panda, but the lyrics and everything is redundant and trash. Now I like Design. There's other songs I like from him, but that song is the lyrics trash. The bass and is what captivates you. I get it. The bass is good, but the little synth and instrument and everything is trash. I'm sorry. That song is pure garbage. That song is straight
All
trash.
right, y'all. Before we go into
It's
rant.
trash.
All
Just kick it out the window. Throw it out the window. Put it in the dumpster. It's trash.
right.
It's garbage. Okay. let's just get out the way. It's trash.
I agree.
Yeah, you can disagree. It's cool, but it's trash. It's still trash. It's okay. It's still trash. We can get to know each other, but it's trash. It's all good.
You gotta work it out in the remix. Oh shit.
All right, and that brings us to our next topic, toxicity.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure Future can hit this one off.
Toxicity
Freaking home
as
run
in
gone.
what? Toxicity as in what?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, as in what?
So we have mentioned Undertale a couple of times, so I wanted to address this specifically because Undertale is such a huge game, and for a lot of people, it's the first game that you think of when you think of indie games. But for anyone who knows anything about Undertale's fan base, some of them are the absolute goddamn worst when it comes to interactions online. Because for one, if you stream Undertale or you post a YouTube video of you playing Undertale, chances are your comment section is probably going to tell you you're doing it wrong. Because if you are not doing it where you do a pure pacifist run, a genocide run, and then a neutral run, that you're doing it wrong because you're not getting the correct playthrough and stuff like that. If you're not 100%ing the game where you're getting all the lore, you're not doing it right. Stuff like that. Not to mention the community and them like bullying the heck out of Toby Fox to release chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune is annoying as heck online on Reddit and on Twitter. But specifically, along with the fact that literally they do bully people on YouTube and on Twitch and whatnot. Specifically, the earliest examples I have of this, for one, is the YouTuber Markiplier. When he first started uploading his playthroughs of Undertale back in 2015, he posted, I think it was 2 episodes of it before the comment sections were bullying him so bad that he was like, no, I'm not going to do this because I don't like people's reactions to my videos. He took down his original playthroughs, and then a year later, in the end of 2016, he brought his friend Tyler on to do live streams with him to try doing it again because his original experience with the game was so tainted, and he started a new playthrough from scratch with his friend Tyler.
Wow.
Because it was that bad. And I think that that's awful. And his comment section through that second playthrough, after he got bullied so bad the first time, was still trying to tell him how to play the game.
And they're still going.
And they were still going.
Man. They need help.
Considering
Okay.
that was
They
that
need help.
bad. Well, I have one more thing, and then we can actually branch this into discussion.
Okay.
That's so bad, but then in more recent years, Jacksepticeye was one of the earliest streamers who did Undertale, and he got in on the ground floor of that. He posted his playthroughs back in 2015. He also did playthroughs of Deltarune chapters 1 and 2. He recently posted a video on Twitter saying he's not going to be playing chapters 3 and 4 when they release this year because people have been commenting on his content stating that they're angry he isn't doing absolutely everything in each chapter. He's not 100%ing them. they're judging him for not enjoying it enough. And he mentioned in a video that he dodged that with Undertale because he made his playthrough on the ground floor when that came out and just had fun with it. But now with Deltarune, I think the community has gotten so aggressive. Those were his words. And so he's like, because, you know, you guys are just, I don't like your responses, I'm just not going to post videos. I'll just play it on my own. And you know what? I respect him for that. Like, he doesn't want to deal with the negative feedback. I wouldn't either. So he's not going to post it. I'm sad I don't get to see him play it, but he doesn't want their comments ruining his experience of a game franchise that he cares about. So what is your guys' take on all of that? For Undertale being such a game that's about your choices matter, do this the way that you want and see how it affects the world. And then people coming in and being like, no, you need to do it this way. Like,
okay. Oh my God. Okay. So
that was a lot to unpack.
first of all, I'm going to say this: that what Ginger is discussing, this team right here is going to have a extensive topic next week on toxicity itself. So, because this is a multifaceted situation, and it's going to be a serious. I had to put this out there because it's going to be a serious topic about gaming in general. So, tune in the next week. Yeah, tune in the next week for that too. But to relay on the situation, that makes me freaking sick to my stomach. Everybody got an expression on how to play the game, how they want to play it. And you got, that's almost like a backseat driver to me. Like,
yes.
if you're going down the road, right, and you gotta go to this restaurant, and somebody in the back seat or your friend telling you, "Hey man, you need to go that way. This way I've been going that way." Bruh,
I will turn around and smack them.
Yeah, like
I don't care at that point.
That is aggravating. Okay.
Exactly.
So you cannot tell people how to play the game because people's experiences are different from each other. So you cannot, and no need getting toxic about it because somebody don't try to go through the game. It's stupid. It is dumb. It is ignorant. I can use every other. It's asinine. It's everything you can use because, and as great as Undertale is a fantastic game. To bully the developers of you are not a true fan of the game. I'm sorry.
The audacity, like the
Facts.
audacity of you bullying me who created the game.
Exactly, the mitigated gall. You try that crap with me.
Deltarune tomorrow, I think, was like a trending thing on Twitter and on Reddit because people kept being like, "Oh, it's finally 2025." He said that the next chapter's coming out, so they just started spamming Deltarune tomorrow all over the place, and I'm just like, give the guy a break. Jesus.
Like, you get the game when I give you the game. How about that?
You're like, it's just the audacity of people.
It's wild to me that these people expect all this stuff from you. Like, you make a game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you make a game. And then be like, your game tomorrow. I'll be right at like
No, that's literally, Destin, that goes back to your whole thing of that one guy who commented on your thing of, oh, they'll let anyone write books anymore, and you're just sitting here like, where are your books? No, literally, it's the same thing. Like, show me yours. Mine are right here in the description. You can buy them right now.
Like,
and that's the thing about Undertale. Like, Undertale is such a great game. It's one of the most fantastic games ever. And it's a lot of games that like that. It's just the community ruins the experience. That's why I hate to bring this up, but that's why people don't want to play League of Legends right now. Because the toxicity is there. That's why people don't want to play Overwatch. Because the toxicity is there. Like,
because they call it little babies.
Because you don't go to the comment section on anything because you will get attacked like a pack of wolves.
And then
you got wild, I'll be like, I just enjoy this game, and they'd be like, how dare you?
Just shut up. Like bro. Like, just shut up. Every time I try to play a game, you should play this character, play that character. Shut up. Just leave me alone. I'm gonna play who I want to play.
So bad that, like, even in
I don't want to play it.
Like, even in like games with choices, like now on like RPGs, they'd be like, "Wow, you're not doing it like I did it."
No,
you're dumb. Like what?
Just like, okay, I'll use Monster Hunter for example. You come in there with a specific weapon, they'll be like, why are you using this weapon? Shut up! Shut up!
It's my choice. When you're the
It's
one
my
holding the
choice.
controller and you're the one in the driver's seat, you choose what direction you go.
Exactly,
When it's
you
someone
do
else,
it.
let them make the decisions until they ask. Like, here's the big thing, especially with Undertale, let someone do whatever the heck they want to do until they, like, if they're streaming, until they ask chat, what do you think I should do here? Or is this going to affect, like, if they're trying to do a pacifist run and they're worried about doing something, and they ask, is this going to affect the run? If they ask, then answer. But if they aren't doing something like that, shut the hell up.
Thank you. Tell them again. Tell to the people in the
I
back,
have
Jen.
seen this in
Shut
like
up.
Stardew Valley playthroughs. People get mad. They're like, "Why are you planting that crop? Because this crop is more profitable." I'm like,
seriously, yeah.
let them play the game, please.
I'm like, bum. If I want to plant potatoes, let me plant some freaking potatoes.
My spuds out.
I don't care.
I will be fishing the entire time. They're like, why? They would probably be like, why are you not planning anything? Fish is endgame. Fight me.
That's what he does.
Exactly. Like
My fishing
once
rank
you
is
play
up within
Marvel
the first
Rivals,
month
like,
of the game.
Leave me to my chickens.
Like I said, I don't care. I don't care if carrots are more profitable. I'm gonna plant my potatoes. I'm all out of it in this place. I'm all out of it in this crib. Let me do it.
The way they want to play their games. And I bring this up like specifically for Undertale because that game is so prominent for having a toxic community, but this does branch across so many other games. But with Undertale, I've noticed it because I've seen it in a friend of mine was streaming Undertale for the first time. Like, I don't know, I think this was a year and a half ago or something. And I went into their chat and I noticed that they were, they were killing some of the enemies and stuff. And I was curious which run they were doing. And it turned out they knew nothing about the game. They didn't know anything about any of the runs. They didn't know how anything affected any of the end stuff. And someone spoiled, they were like, don't kill the enemies, it's going to ruin the ending. And they were like, what are you talking about? They had no clue. And they got the ending spoiled because someone spoke up. And it's just like, do not go in there and tell them these things. Learn to shut your mouth. It literally said first time playthrough in their description, and someone just went in there and blew it. And it's like, no.
Mina said, maybe I'm allergic to carrots. Potatoes are really good. Like,
Mina.
She right. Like, some people just need to learn how. I've seen it in Animal Crossing. Oh, your island ugly. Wait, let me see your island. Like,
exactly. Where's your island at? Where's your island at? Like, people are crazy, man. Like, people like, they're like, why aren't you playing Marvel Rivals? Why you play Overwatch? Because I want to play Overwatch. That's why. Because I want to play it. Shut up.
Like,
get off my chat.
I intend to stream Undertale since I have the game on my PC now, and I'm going to stream it probably after I do my current Pokemon run or I finish Wind Waker, whichever comes first. But I'm afraid of the comment warriors who are going to come in and tell me what to do, and I'm going to bully them right back because I'm not putting up with nothing.
Hey, Ginger, don't worry.
Tell him,
Jen, don't worry about that, sis, because if I'm in chat, my pan is ready.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
I don't mind roasting.
I'm going to get him, too. We're going to get him.
I don't mind roasting. That's something I don't mind. I don't mind putting you in the oven. That's something I do not.
Yep.
I already have rules in my chat about, like, don't advertise your own stuff unless I ask, or I will ridicule you, so I'm pretty much covered on that front and everything, but it's going to be one of those things where it's just going to be like, don't backseat game, or I'm going to bully you on stream, and I'm going to feel great about it.
I ain't like, and sleep well at night, too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why they want to play their game and play your game too. Like,
yeah,
like that's my one thing with like interacting with the people on like Monster Hunter Wild. Cause I'm new on Monster Hunter Wild, right?
Yeah.
And this is my first like Monster Hunter game, and I'm like, yay! I like the lance and I like the hunting horn, and they'd be like, but why though? Longsword got better time. I'm like, none of your business. I like
my man, like my man. I didn't skip it with no two, but y'all know Zen is on zero. If you don't use a certain amount of characters, they'd be like, "Well, why are you using this?"
They'll straight up be like,
"Why are you using that?"
Yeah, why are you using that character for?
Yeah, they'd be like, "Why you ain't using Miyabi?" We all know Miyabi's one of the best characters in the goddamn game.
Like
Maybe I
we've
want
been here. Like,
yeah,
it's
maybe
for
I
you to
want to
It's
Yeah,
like
challenge
most
this
simple.
around.
You're like,
Exactly.
look, if I'm trying to grind to get stuff done real quick because it's impossible to get stuff in this game, I will throw my Miyabi on real quick. But for more of the time, it's like, hey, I'm trying new builds. I want to see how characters are going to work together. Leia!
they don't like seeing
Exactly.
that. I don't understand. Like
They don't.
people
They're
don't like
crazy,
seeing
man.
you play the game like you want to play it.
And part of me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Part of I think is and I'm gonna say it straight up as a screamer. It is the screamer's fault. It is these high class top screamers. Yes, I said it to y'all.
Yep.
Y'all fault be putting this culture into place. I don't care what y'all say. What
Yep.
y'all can say it
Facts.
all y'all want to.
Facts.
None of this stuff will happen
Facts.
without these top screamers saying, "Well, this is the best build. This is the
Yeah.
best build." Like, who gives a
Oh.
I
rat's?
love that. We listen and we don't judge. Thank you.
Tell him, Mina. Tell
This
him.
is a rat,
Listen,
but
pack it up, take it out.
hmm
like, I'm so sick of. I can go on, and we're gonna talk about that in the toxicity
Yeah,
podcast
'cause I'm
next
about to
week.
go off.
Yeah.
I'm chill.
But that gets
like-
that's one of my pet peeves about gaming is that you telling
What gets
people
me about
how to
Undertale-
play.
What gets me about Undertale, it has this positive message of your choices are important to you. But yet the community like, forget that. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so
I didn't learn anything with this
counterintuitive.
game.
They didn't get the
so
memo.
counterintuitive.
They didn't get the memo at all.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
And
it's
then,
like,
the
it's
thing about
crazy,
Undertale,
man.
the thing about Undertale, like they had like they forgot to, you know, when your character look in the mirror and it says no matter what it is, it's still you. I guess they
Mhm,
forgot.
yeah.
Despite
Exactly.
everything, it's still you.
Exactly.
I have it tattooed.
Exactly. You look in the mirror, in spite of what it is, it's still you. So why are you worrying about this, man?
Like, at the end of the day, I'm playing this game. Like, it's still me.
And it's still me. All right. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. I want to play it because I want to play it. Hey, guys. I mean, I'm about to say, dang, you want to be my parents too? Are you my parents? Did you birth me? You want to tell me how to do everything?
God, I cannot
Good
wait
gosh, man.
I cannot wait to
Let me
next
chill.
week.
Let me chill, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Next week,
I cannot wait.
Next week's podcast might be
I'm
6
hyped.
hours. I'm not gonna lie.
We
It
will
might
get
be
into that
7.
a lot more, like getting into so many different facets of like toxicity and gaming and the internet because God, the internet is scary. It's a great thing and it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, it's a
but,
double-edged
like,
Yeah,
sword.
like,
I
it's a
wanted to
great mix
discover that
between
with
being
Undertale specifically. Ugh.
Next week is gonna be unhinged. You dang right, Ben. You dang on right. It might be 6
Now
hours.
for like 6 days.
Yes, I'm
but
going to go off. Oh,
That was
they're
a
gonna
big
hate me
one.
the next. Oh, wait till that next podcast. They're gonna hate me. I don't give a crap. I'm about to
Honestly,
go off on them.
one thing that goes back to the whole like toxicity online thing goes back to Scott Cawthon's story with his success with Five Nights at Freddy's. He was getting bullied for his characters in Chipper and Sons Lumber Company looking like Chuck E. Cheese characters, and he literally took that hit on the chin and roared and was like, I'll just make a game with characters that look like that then and make it a horror game because people say that they look creepy, and then that's his life now.
Funny
Yeah.
enough, like how I got most of my followers is because people bullied me and did something like, and basically like shot me up into like
Another level.
prominence.
That's
And
how I got my nickname. People bullied me and called me Ginger, and I was just like, well, screw you. I'm Ginger now. Take that. I stole it.
Exactly.
Like,
you don't realize that's the thing about toxicity in general is the fact that you motivating people to go to another level, especially on social media.
Oh, yeah.
It hurt. I agree. It hurts. It hurts you getting all these damn comments. But there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
reason
Yeah.
why you getting those comments because you are so great at what you do. There's a
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
behind it.
Facts.
That's all I got to say about that.
Preach.
We'll get that next week.
Preach.
But there's a reason
Y'all
why
doing
people
the
gonna
next week
attack you.
for?
I tell my brother all the time. I tell Buffalo all the time. The reason why he getting bad comments because he's excellent at what he do.
yeah, he does say that.
He's excellent at what he do,
And that's
they
the truth.
they
He
cannot
is.
put him. They cannot put him in a box. They cannot
They're
put him in a
jealous.
box.
I feel like people will
envy.
bully somebody not really like those people probably never realized that they made the Five Nights at Freddy's guy super popular. Like they didn't realize that he gonna turn it on their head like that.
Yeah,
They thought that they would just joke him
to oblivion.
and he'll quit.
But he didn't.
Half of them stuck in their mom's basements just being depressed little butts.
And use future statement. Now, this is why you see all these bums with goddamn no profile pics, no videos, no nothing.
No videos.
You don't see
don't
none
even
of
play
that
the
stuff.
game. Don't even play the game.
Don't even play the game.
Me.
Don't see
even
nothing.
play the game.
Don't even do nothing. They just
Half the time I see nasty comments, it is from someone who doesn't have their actual picture as a profile picture. It's usually just like an anime character or something, and I'm just like, oh, look at you, you're hiding. I'm sorry, it's so stupid.
Oh my god! I just had this one guy that made a comment to me earlier today, right? And I was like, I mentioned oh, Gohan won't say that because he had he was like, I'm sorry, it's Gotenks. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Gotenks wouldn't say that. He's also educated. And he was like,
I'll feel you in that.
He got really salty. I'm like, how you get salty? And here's the funny thing about that, bro. These guys, these people, like I said, it's gonna be a lot. Future ain't gonna be the only one that have a heel turn. It's gonna be me too. But
I got stuff to say. Don't worry about that.
But the thing about it is, these guys come up with this. These guys was have these all like Buffalo said. You got all these no profile pics. No videos, none of this garbage, none of this stuff. And then want to talk trash about how you need to fix this, fix that, do this, do that, play the way this way, play this way. They are jealous of you because they can't come out here and do what you do. And this is, if y'all don't take anything from this this part, they cannot do what they people are allergic to excellence. Like my man Cat Williams he said, what a hater do, let him hate. Let him hate. Let him do his doggone job. Let him hate and use that as motivation to elevate to your nuts level.
Just gonna make you look better.
It's gonna make it look better because
we're getting a sampling of the anti-toxic episode right now. I hope everyone's enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's gonna go. We're gonna go off next week.
Next episode.
On Dragon Ball Z.
All right.
On Dragon Ball Z.
So I'm going to once again steer us back. We should just call this derailed from now on.
Bash, if you upload these to YouTube, these are gonna be fire. We're gonna have to make up fire names for these.
He has been, hasn't he?
What?
The episodes onto YouTube.
Yeah, all the episodes on YouTube too.
Hey.
Oh,
I was going to clip part. I'm gonna have to clip a Dragon Age part because people will be mad, but it's all right.
I don't care.
I'm sure that can go for another saga or so.
I don't care. By the way, here's a famous plug. Starting next week. Hopefully next week I get it done. But you can see all our past episodes on my YouTube. I won't put my intros on YouTube because Future requested it, so I won't put my intros on YouTube.
That ASAP.
He more than requested it.
He requested it too. So if y'all missed the show, it's all gonna be on YouTube too. So if you missed it, you can recap it on that, or you can look at my vibes on Twitch and recap it there too. And start next week, I'm gonna kind of chop them up and put them on TikTok. I'm kind of going to get my brother advice about how to work TikTok, because TikTok and Instagram, bump Instagram, because no, just TikTok.
Instagram
Instagram could go fly a kite.
Yeah.
But
we can get into that next week.
Speaking of toxic, now I'm getting there.
Yeah, but wait, Vashti, send me your YouTube name. It's the same name that I have here, Vashti Vibes. But that's what, if you miss an episode, you can check it out there, and I'll start chopping some of the hot points of the we had there with my brother's Dragon Age rant or something like that. I'll start chopping them up and put them in montage format so y'all can see all the controversy sales, hot take sale. I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's what I'm gonna do next week, so y'all can see that too as well. So this show is amazing, and I cannot wait for the this is like a little commercial here, but we're trying to expand on more. We're talking about the crew. We're gonna put it on more social medias as we go along. Instagram is not one of them.
No.
But YouTube, it could probably be YouTube, TikTok, and here is where you're gonna see. And maybe Blue Sky. I might put some Blue Sky clips up there too. So just follow us, one of us on and that would be that. So back to the show. Now back from commercial break.
Back to the show. So what I'm gonna do here I don't necessarily want to say the final section, but this is probably going to take a little bit longer, is I have a couple of categories of questions here, but what I'm going to do prior to that is I'm just going to read the list, and then I'm going to ask a couple of questions. But indie games is such a broad category because there are so many types, and as I sent you guys before, I have a huge list. Because of indie games, for example, in horror, I have Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Poppy Playtime, Mortuary Assistant, Doki Doki Literature Club, SCP Containment Breach, Amnesia, Escape the Backrooms. In cozy games, I have Stardew Valley, Farm Together, Cozy Grove, Coral Island, Sunhaven, Slime Rancher. In story-based RPG and platformers, I have Undertale, To the Moon, Hades, Hollow Knight, Cult of the Lamb, Cuphead, Terraria, Pal World, Tunic, Blossom Tale, Celeste. In open world, I have Raft, The Forest, Subnautica. In a category I called The Gang's All Here, I have Among Us, Content Warning, Lethal Company, Lockdown Protocol, Phasmophobia. In a category I called Whose Category Is It Anyways, I have Balatro, That's Not My Neighbor, Untitled Goose Game, and Risk of Rain. So...
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Earlier I asked what comes to mind when you think of indie games, but now I think I'll just ask the question of what is your favorite indie game?
Oh my god.
And it's okay to have more than one.
Oh.
Repo is another good one.
Okay.
Repo is another good one. I want to play that. I didn't even think to add that to the
let me
list.
go ahead and start. Let me go. Oof. So many good games I could say.
I know.
So I'm gonna put
many.
I'm gonna put 5. I only try to limit to at least 5 at least. Try to.
Oh yeah, and Deltarune belongs with Undertale.
Yoshi, thank you for the subscription. Let me let the song go. When are we going to talk about Vashti's poor food taste? You know what? Yoshi?
Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Coming out of the gate.
For the record, Yoshi.
Spicy.
For the record, Yoshi, we are going to have a food and food place discussion, not next week, but the week after next, and that's what we're going to have. What we can call the press start crew dinner. And that's what we're gonna have. Cause we're gonna talk about food places then, and I want your tale to be in there. Please do.
We're gonna be the cooler version of how animals eat their food.
Matter of fact, you can even join the voice chat that week if you want to. I'll leave it at that. Now back to the dang show.
The food episode.
The food episode. Food Wars. So
that's another good one.
My favorite.
If you want to top 3 it to make it easier, because there are so many, you can top 3 it.
Oh God! Now you can limit it.
You don't
up.
have to put those in any particular order. Just 3. If you
Okay,
need to.
I would say my main one is Farm Together. Cause Farm Together, I'm addicted to that game. Like, I play it. It's like I'm raising my own farm out there for real. Farm Together is a very great game. I would recommend, if you want to play it, I would recommend the second one, not the first one. Because the first one is good, but the second one got a lot of quality life issues that they solved in the first one, and they made it better in the second one. Like, it's easier to farm in Farm Together 2 than Farm Together 1. Because you can just put on automatic and your little tractor will just go right across the field. Easy. That's one of them. Cilantro is another one. I love freaking Cilantro. Cilantro is one of my addictions. I love that. Hades is another one. It's amazing. This is my favorite. And the other 2 I would say, I know a lot of people ain't heard of this one. God, I don't know if I heard of this one before, but God, like I said, the Pairs and Perils, that's an indie game. That's considered an indie game. That's a great game.
And you really leaving me hanging right now.
But it's one more game I'm trying to think of the top of my head.
I know.
I can't think of
Mhm.
it.
It's
Ah,
okay.
I want to know because y'all ain't heard of it that much, but I cannot think of it.
Yeah,
It's not coming to mind right now. You know what it
I
is.
know it
but your
happens.
brain-
It happens sometimes. It's like
But
that
I'll
sometimes.
leave it at that right now. I'll
He'll
get
come
back
back.
to it where everybody go
I'm sure
around.
he'll blurt it out.
But it's just like dang, what is it? It's a game that I used to play, but let me look on let me look on my PC real quick. Y'all see Ambi here. Hey,
No, what do you think of beauty? Shoo.
What kind of? No, it's not on my PC. Dang it! Yeah, it is. Infinity Hands. That's another game.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That's the
Nice.
game.
Never heard of
Interesting.
that.
That's the game
Yeah,
that nobody
Infinity
really heard
Hands.
of.
Okay.
Okay, Infinity Hands is like if Balancho and Mahjong, if the Chinese Mahjong was combined to each other. If
And
you
it
ever
is-
heard the Chinese game Mahjong, that's what it is, but it's a Balancho version of that game. So
Yeah.
and they
Okay.
and the China I ain't gonna be honest with you, their forums. Don't go to the forums because they will trash you like it ain't no money.
Speaking of toxic, that's a strangely toxic place.
That place.
Like these Chinese people be like, y'all Westerners are dumb.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
will.
okay.
You going there tomorrow? I've been playing this game. I don't care. I'm a Westerner. I'm trying to learn the game.
I'm sorry, I wasn't born with this like the knowledge of Mahjong.
I know.
Like,
Just because y'all were born since y'all been playing it since on the King Dynasty doesn't mean I'm trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But that's my top.
one of the strangely toxic like.
They will grill
one
your
of the
tail.
strangely
Them
toxic
Chinese
places.
people will grill you.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say one of my favorite games. I like Slay the Spire a lot.
Oh, that's another one I forgot. Yeah.
It's like a roguelike like tower climbing game where you gotta go floor by floor, and they give you like random cards.
Yeah. Mhm.
I also like oh my god, I also really like Hades. That's probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
I love
Nice.
Hades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's another one I really like? I'm like a Stardew Valley fan. Like, I think I have at least have like I have like 2 playthroughs on PS5, like one on Switch, and like 5 on PC.
Oh, that sounds like me.
So like
Uh,
that's one of the games that I would just play. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I just want to do a few like years, and then like there are some I'm like, I love this character so much, I'm gonna just make him again. So like that's probably my favorites.
okay, I got you. Okay.
Oh boy. Let's see. I would have to say I mentioned one. It was Moonlighter. I don't think a lot of people have played that. Definitely Stardew Valley. Definitely Hades. Dude, we're all like in the same boat here.
Yeah.
Call to the Lamb was really good.
God, yeah.
There was one that had a really good story, and I haven't heard a lot of people ever play it, but it was called Eastward. That was a really
Yeah.
good indie game.
I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, I played that for a little while. I think I had like 100+ hours into it. I'm like, this is kind of a neat story. The fighting system wasn't too bad. I genuinely enjoyed that.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
dope.
there was another one. Since we're talking about other games, it was called Cozy Grove. I know Ginger was saying everything so
Oh, yeah, I
fast.
heard that one.
That was
Nice.
Yeah.
definitely a sit down and like actually like really just relax and enjoy type of game. As
The
much as
art
I
style was unique.
yeah, that was definitely different for dang sure. I'm trying to see if I have
Mhm.
anything else, but that might be some of the good ones that I really like to play.
Oh, that's the game I was talking about. And there's another one I forgot too. Fields of Mysteria.
Mhm.
It's another
Oh,
one
I
called
never
Fields of
heard of that.
Mysteria. Nobody don't know about that one either. That one's a pretty good farming game. I've been into cozy games, and I think, to be honest with you, the reason why I even got in this genre is because my friend Sunny, I freaking love her to death, and she the one kind of introduced me to cozy games like that. Cause I would never been a cozy game person, and
Yeah.
I will say this too, and I'll let y'all continue. A lot of your guys and I brought this topic before. A lot of you guys are scared to play cozy games because they feel like, oh, it's not manly.
Oh, my masculinity.
But
Yeah.
don't get me started in that crap. But
But-
yeah,
Luckily,
if
those are the
Jalen
guys I'm
Hurts
friends
and
with seem to
Steph
love.
Curry's,
Mhm.
I know, but let
Luckily, I'm
LeBron and
not a
Steph
bum.
Curry say, "Oh, I play cozy games." All of a sudden, no, oh yeah, I like cozy games now. Let Shannon Sharp be like, "I play cozy games." Oh, play cozy games. I play cozy games now. Man, it's crazy. Man.
Yeah, but a lot of your male audience don't like cozy games because they find them boring or whatever. But it has helped me mentally. Those games, those indie games have helped me mentally. Tell you the truth, if I didn't have Farm Together, to be honest with you, I think I would have drove myself crazy after work because, especially during the pandemic era.
Oh, yeah, dude.
that
Animal Crossing definitely helped for a good while.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Dang sure.
So that's my disclaimer. Y'all keep going.
I think
Okay.
Future, we're on.
Okay. I don't know if it's still considered an independent indie game, but I would say I definitely like. Well, no, I can go with one that is independent. Deep Rock Galactic. That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I don't know if it's considered still indie. I guess I love Quake. I really especially love Quake 3 a lot.
Okay.
When I had PC. I don't know if Overwatch 2 is considered that. Of course, Overwatch 2 and Destiny 2. So those are my
those
picks.
are out there because of the AAA games.
Yeah, those are a lot of them were like Bungie.
Yeah.
Oh, Bungie. Oh, okay. And I guess if Halo's considered, I loved Halo 2 especially.
Yeah,
that
those-
one, but,
Yeah.
You gotta reach deeper, buddy.
yeah, it was deeper. Oh man.
Yeah, dude. No,
Pilot
it's
Prey,
a hard one to figure out.
Cause indie games is like by small audiences, but some of them cross that. Like don't think no major franchises. Yeah, like no big major franchises. Cause some of your ones you name it got that big.
I'll be honest. The only one that I guess. Well, I always keep it real. The only one that I guess that I played initially that was indie. I just go with Deep Rock Galactic. That was pretty fun. I like that a lot.
Is that game set
No,
up?
that's a good choice for one.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Castle Crashers?
Yeah.
That's something I forgot to put on the list because that was an early one actually that was considered an indie game.
Yeah, Castle. Yeah, that game
I
was
played
hot.
that on Xbox 360.
Yeah, but other than that, that's probably all I got because a lot of other games I normally play, man, was like because I haven't really in a sense I just really started, how can I say, using Xbox because I'm always been a PlayStation, guy. I always played PlayStation, so I just started embarking on Xbox games with Battle Pass and stuff like that. But those are only indie games I'd say per se that I've been able to play because I would love to play more indie games. To get me wrong,
well, Future, if you have Game Pass, there's a lot of just like if you ever interested, go to Game Pass and there's an indie section. Click on the indie section.
I'm looking it up now.
It will give you all the indie games ever. Like right now, the hottest one right now is 33 Immortals.
Okay.
Because 33 Immortals will put you in there with 33. It's a roguelike game that puts you in there with 33 other people. And you got to survive with 33 other people to fight the boss. Okay. It's like Hades, but you got to run it with 33 other people. But that game, I haven't played it yet, but I heard a lot of good things about it. But check that section out, Future. It's pretty
check it out because I know. Don't get wrong, I knew about it, but I just didn't get a chance to really look at it because I saw it there, but because I've been mainly playing like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. But I'm gonna definitely deep dive into it and research it this week. And then if I have space, I'll definitely download some of them and start playing some more indie games just to give it, context and and give it that support that is needed.
Yeah, the funny thing about it, bro.
That.
I just speaking of Miss Storage, I'm about full now, and I just bought my Xbox.
That's
because this man needs several terabytes of freaking storage.
Because it's full of indie games, man. It's my if you look at my Xbox, you be like, God dang, you downloaded a lot. I sure did.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But to be honest with you, I would have more indie games. Well, as far as downloaded, but I love my friends. I love y'all so much that I normally play my main games, with y'all. because I'm thinking like, man, I need to delete just to have some space to delete one of them, but I'm like, I can't delete that because my friends play that game. We play that game, so
Yeah.
but when I
Before,
get an external hard drive, I'll be able to download more indie games
but,
once I get that external hard drive.
before y'all go, before I let me, because I know Ginger put a list right. Here's some indies. Here's some indies on Xbox Pass. I want to kind of briefly because there's a lot of them, but I want to give you some. The one that on Skippy referred to, Moonlighters to there, Steam World 2, Wasteland, Overcooked 2, No Man's Sky is considered an indie game.
Overcooked is awesome.
Spiritfarer,
really good.
the game that Mina mentioned, Spiritfarer, is on Game Pass. Is it Among Us, Deep Star Rock Galactic is on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. Actually,
What's another one?
Yeah.
I'm looking some more. I'm trying to look. I'm going right through the list.
Oh, I'm thinking back. I did play Among Us a long time ago with my cousins.
Among Us blew up in 2020.
Yeah,
Among Us was good.
y'all know Stardew Valley is on there. Shredder's Revenge, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, was considered an indie game.
Oh, well, I'm wrong then. That was a good one. I did play that one.
Sea of Stars. A lot of people. That's another good one.
Yeah, that's one I've been needing to get into.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars.
What else is on here? This is a crazy game called Brotato. That's a crazy
Brotato, I've heard that one.
Brotato. See, I'm trying to look at some other ones.
I'm gonna want a potato now. I hear that.
And I'm trying to remember if it actually was or not because I came across it. Didn't Fall Guys start as a?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Should have.
It did. Yeah, Fall Guys was dope.
This game called
blew up.
this game called Neon White. I heard a lot of good things about that. I know Des don't like this, but it's a series called Orcs Must Die. That's a series that everybody likes. And here's one that a lot of people don't recognize is on Game Pass, but if you like Stardew Valley, you'll probably like this game. It's called One Lonely Outpost. But instead of you getting a farm, you get a planet. And you got
I think that's actually on my wish list too.
You got to terraform a planet to your liking. So as you grow, more people go to your planet and make a civilization there. So I the only thing about my beef is that you can't do but two things, and you got to curl your tail to bed. I have played it before. Because I remember one time when I was in my little spacesuit, right, and I was walking out, and I was planting my little they sent me some potatoes and stuff, so I planted my little potatoes, and they were like, you need to go to bed now. I'm like, God, I just got up.
Give me a break.
Yeah, I know. I just got up. They said, no, you gotta go back to sleep again. I'm like, good God, ain't no air, ain't no oxygen. Like,
can I breathe?
Yeah. But yeah, that's some of the good games on there's a good section on and so many more, like Firewatch. Nobody don't heard. There's a lot of people heard about Firewatch before, and stuff like that. There's a lot of indie games that you can get on Game Pass. If you got Game Pass on Xbox or PC, do it. And I do recommend y'all get Game Pass. I'm not trying to, but Game Pass is better. Call PlayStations. You need to learn something.
Yeah.
But Xbox Game Pass, honestly, if you're looking to try a lot of different things without breaking the bank, spending money on every single thing, it's a good way to do it. I had it for a while there.
Yeah.
It's this cute game called Soupy Lucky Tail that's almost like a Mario Banjo-Kazooie one.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. But yeah, they're my rant. Go ahead, keep going.
But
All right.
I can list off mine now.
Go ahead.
So, I would say, so I have my top 3, but then to pile on one more to that because it more recently definitely added to it, and I need to get a plushie. This guy is Cult of the Lamb. Definitely, that one came out of nowhere. Skippy played it, I think, a little bit before I did, maybe. And then I saw it, and I was like, cult stuff, cute characters, unique art style. This is my jam. And it just, and honestly, I remember when I got my Steam Deck, I got sick for 2 weeks and I was stuck in bed. And I just binge played that game for the second time, playing on my Steam Deck the entire time I was stuck in bed, and I absolutely loved it. But then my top 3 indie games are definitely Stardew Valley, because it is like the cozy place that you go when you want to feel good.
Yeah,
That and Animal
nothing wrong with
Crossing, but
that.
that's not an indie game. But
Mhm.
I have so many farms on Stardew Valley, and I don't know how many hours I have in total on that game, but it's probably like 800 plus at this point. Undertale
Oh
is a
wow.
huge one for me. I showed it off earlier. I have a tattoo from it. I absolutely love Undertale. I'm gonna play it on stream at some point. That is a plan that I'm going to do. So follow my channel. But a big one for me then that got me into indie games in the first place was the indie horror franchise Five Nights at Freddy's, and there's a couple different reasons behind that. One, I love plushies, and I love all the plushies that I've collected from the franchise. There's like 50 of them laying around my house right now. But I like what the indie horror scene turned into, because what Scott Cawthon did by hiding so many secrets in his games, it got the gaming
Mhm.
community talking, and it spiked game theory into what it is now, into more lore-based theories. And that's what
Yeah.
kind of made that bump happen. And I really admire what that became, because I think I got into FNAF in like late 2015, so it was after like the first year of all those games coming out. And I got addicted to it after that, and it's fantastic. But I have so much Five Nights at Freddy's stuff around the house. We have an entire wall of pop figures way back there in the background. I have
Awesome.
plushies galore. I have my
Nice.
most proud plushie is this guy, who is like the most valuable Funko thing we have in the
Let's
house still.
go. That looks
But
dope.
I absolutely love the FNAF franchise just because of what it became and where
Yeah.
it started.
The growth and
It's just
development.
so cool. But
Perfect.
what the community became also, because like I said, just them digging through the games, looking for the lore, putting the story together, especially in the early days of it, was just such an incredible thing. And I just remember when it was only the first 4 games, what that was like. So cool. I love that.
Yeah, that is cool though. That really is. Just the growth and process, and
Mm.
not having all the things that align with great great community, great game, great development, and everybody is loving the process. Like, it's a beautiful thing, man. It really is. To see where you start from, from bottom to the top, like it's a journey. It's a great
Oh,
journey.
oh shoot! Like BBA said, Dungeon Defenders 100% orange juice and Gems of War. Speaking of which, Buffalo was #1 in the world in that game for one point.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
Really?
Let's go.
I kid you
Oh,
not.
man, that was still a fact.
That is
Let's
a fact.
go.
But he was #1 in the world. That
That's
dude was
crazy.
that dude
That's
was embarrassed.
incredible.
But y'all don't realize how good a gamer Buffalo is. I wish I could
Oh,
put it in
it's not
perspective.
that.
Oh, I know.
My
That's why I call the second final boss.
my brother has beat people, and he was doing something else. I have seen him watch a YouTube video and beat somebody on Gems of War without even looking. He be like,
I was looking.
he be like, I
I was
destroyed it.
also watching a YouTube video.
He be
That's
destroying
crazy.
people while watching anime. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, you're a beast. You watch anime.
And I can tell you what the anime is about.
I'm not saying my brother and I are. I'm bragging about him a little bit, but my brother and I are not. We're great. We're thunder. I call ourselves Thunder and Lightning because my brother got a different style play style than I do, and I do guys stuff. We're Thunder and Lightning. That's our tag team name because I don't know. He's more the Thunder than I'm the Lightning.
Yeah, I'm more of the like it's weird because I'm more of the slower.
I'm the older guy, but I believe in a whole lot of speed. My bro is the younger person, but he believes in a whole lot of power. So, and that what it's almost like having
it's kind of power and kind of defense.
Yeah, it's almost like on a football team where you got to have a power back and have somebody that kind of get the power back runs them down, but the little shifty back, he can sit there when the power back go through, the shifty back go in there and score touchdowns and stuff. That describes me in Buffalo. We're that dynamic, and that my brother's amazing. I'm telling y'all.
He is.
That's
He's
getting
dope, man.
that's getting right.
Buffalo's awesome, man. He takes a Buffalo. has so many talents, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
God is good. He's blessed, man. He's blessed, and I'm blessed to get to know Buffalo and all you guys, man. Buffalo he's a gem, man. He's a pure gem.
I was
If you
about to say,
haven't met
Ashton and I
Buffalo,
talk on a
you
daily
gotta
basis at this point, and every time, like, whatever, I could go on about the conversations that we have whenever we're writing. It's just
listen.
pure gold every time he sends me something.
I'm
Me
telling
and
you, I
Vash
can talk
nerding out
about
almost
Buffalo
every other
all
day about
day.
ZZZ.
Oh yeah, we do. I get up in the morning, be like, bro, hey, have you seen the new trailer? Have you seen this? Have you seen that?
Bap, 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 bap.
Yep. Y'all incredible, man. I'm telling you, man. Y'all incredible, man.
Is this the part where we sit here and compliment each other for the next half hour?
Let's do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's do that.
Why
Let's do
not?
that.
Why not? Why
Let's do
not?
that. Why not? Why not tap our stuff
I
on the back?
We're already over our 3
Well,
hours.
the thing is Ginge done.
Huh?
We're not even
Are
on
you
our
done
three.
with your?
So, not completely. I mean, basically, at this point, so we talked about, what we went over that long list that I sent down and whatnot, and I asked what your favorite indie games were. If there's anything else that we would want to cover, the only other things that I really had that were question wise is if you have like a favorite type or style of indie game or like a favorite kind of music in indie games. But aside from that, I didn't really have anything else in particular that I wanted to cover. This was more of like a broad topic of discussion, and we covered a lot of what I
Yeah.
wanted to say. So if you have anything else that you want to mention in terms of like when you're looking at indie games, you like seeing like pixel art style things or you like a particular kind of music, go for it and talk about it, but I don't really have any like directed other conversation things at this point.
Okay, so
I mean, the Undertale
Okay.
soundtrack is absolutely fire.
yes, Metalvania. I love that freaking
No,
song.
Megalovania is
Yeah.
so good.
I had to check
That's
that
like
out.
my resub theme. Every time someone resubscribes, Megalovania starts to play, mainly because I want to hear it over and over again.
Because like I said, there's a wrestler called Kenny Omega. He went out. He went.
Kenny Omega.
I got it on. I got it on our chat, on our little chat. But if you ever look at that Kenny Omega Sans entrance, he came out. He did his promo like it was part of Undertale, and then there it is.
Hey.
So
That had to be like one of the best boss musics
Yeah.
ever.
So good.
And the thing about Toby Fox, he even produced the whole. He was in Pokemon for a while too. Like the whole Scarlet and Violet soundtrack. The gym battle, he made that beat.
He did like a
Sword and
couple
Shield,
no
he did the
battle. He did
battle
more than
tower.
just that
That's dope.
one.
But he did a battle tower too, yeah.
He did a battle thing too.
Yep.
That's
That's
dope, though.
impressive.
But what's they say? Muskrat said the glazing hour. So we're gonna start glazing. And I gotta speak about my people. I'm gonna go ahead preach about every last one
This is
of
the
them.
part where I get up and use the bathroom and just not listen.
Oh Lord. You know, 'cause you know,
I
Ginger
need
don't
you to energy drink. Hold on.
Skippy, tape her to the seat. Tape her to the seat. Tape her to the seat. She can't go
Okay.
Home Alone style.
I'm gonna speak about all these three.
I need to go find some rope. I can make this real fun.
Yeah, find some rope.
I'll speak
Tie
about the four awesomest human beings on this planet, fam.
Don't you?
When I started about this whole, I'm gonna take a little speech because it's gonna get mushy, fam. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of came up with this idea of the Press Start crew. On my way home from work, because I do a lot of thinking after work sometimes. Because sometimes I don't even cut on the radio. I just listen to the engine and enjoy the drive of the road. And I thought of this idea about this podcast y'all see in front of you, and I wanted this to be special. So I've recruited 4 special people in my life right now. Which is Ginger, Skippy, Buffalo, and Future. So, and I was kind of nervous about asking. I kind of roped Ginger in, to be honest with you. I roped her in, but with Skippy and Future, we talk every day about gaming and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I don't know if the boys will like this. So I asked Skippy first, and Skippy like, hell yeah, I don't want to do it. I would love to do it.
Let's go.
And then I asked Future was like, man, I can't believe this happened. It was gonna start between me and Buffalo at first, and then I thought of that. I said, maybe we're gonna make this like a crew. So I asked Skippy and Future about it. I was like, and the Future was like, man, you sure you want me to be part of this? He was like, you sure? I'm honored, man. I can't believe this. Nobody ever asked me to do this. So it was like, it came together so much. And these 4 human beings are freaking legendary, man. They have talented out to the zoo. And we're so similar in ways that crazy. Like Skippy said, me and Skippy talk about ZZZ constantly every morning. Like, because every morning it's like we ZZ, a trailer comes out every morning.
At least like,
And you're just like, bam, what about this? And I'm just like, sometimes, well, he always gets it first because this man wakes up at 3 o'clock in the dang morning.
Yeah.
I'm over here just like, bro, I'm still sleeping.
Yeah, because
I wake up to watch it.
ZZZ trailers come out at 1 a.m. in the morning because it comes from China.
Chinese time.
It's Chinese time. So here it's 1 a.m. in the morning. So when I wake up, I'll be like, oh, wow. Cause my Discord, if you look at my Discord, the updates for Marvel Rivals and all of them come on the channel. So I know what comes out now.
Mm-hmm.
So I do 3 o'clock in the morning to text Skippy, be like, look, Skippy. I know Skippy. I know goddamn well Skippy ain't gonna respond, but I wanted him. So as soon as I look up.
Yeah, you're like, I'll wait until Skippy wake up.
Skippy will wake up. Kind of Skippy I saw around about 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock. I know he's gonna be like, he going boop, and then the spell. He was like, oh man, that trailer awesome. So that's why I wanted to wake up to it. So, but yeah, he
knows me too well.
These 4 human beings, man, they are light personified. I could talk all day about my brother, man. My brother is the most multi-talented, amazing human being you can see on there. Not only do he give good advice, not only that brother has helped me out of depression before. When I'm feeling down, the first person I talk to is my bro, and my brother will get up with me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would drive home. My brother said, I just need to talk, bro. And he will stay up with me all the way till I get to my job and say, bro, are you safe? I say, yeah, I'm all right. Thank you for talking to me throughout the ride. Because sometimes, in the middle of the night, it's lonely.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's
but
true.
my brother do talk to me, and he said, bro, and we be bouncing off deals. We talking all day. And not only that, my brother's an excellent gamer. I mean, his gaming career is expansive. I mean, I could tell you how many times he had got mad. He been let me go. You could divide Destin's career into 5 sections, and he'll be a Hall of Famer all 5 sections.
Wow,
that's how good he is at video games. That's how good.
Throwing some mad talk.
That's how good he is at video games, man. Like, not only, I'm not even talking about the man. He was diamond. He been diamond in Overwatch. He been masters in freaking Street Fighter multiple times. Been masters.
Wow, bless your heart for diamond and Overwatch.
And been masters. He been masters in freaking Pokemon Unite multiple times.
Yep. That's the one I forgot.
He been freaking like high ranks in everything he do. Cause he's that talented at games. Whatever he put his mind to, he accomplishes it. And he's amazing. And I tell him, don't worry about these stupid tail butthole haters. Cause they try to tear his excellence down. Cause the man is excellence personified.
Oh,
Future, I could talk about Future all day long too. Future, that's my compadre, my amigo,
yeah,
my 1-in-1. That brother right there, Eric, he got me saying have a seat at work. I'll be telling my jobs, have a seat. Have a seat, dog. I be telling, when I do a good job at work, I'll be like, have a seat. Let's go. I be pumped up, man. I be thinking of Future every time, man, because like that set statement is just like a motivational tool for me. That have a seat. When Future come out there and we cooking with daggone Soldier 76 or Punisher or somebody on Marvel Rivals, Future be like, all right now, have a seat, baby, have a seat. And it's infectious. It gets you
It
motivated.
really is.
It gets you motivated because you want to fight for this dude. You want to fight for Future, man. You be like,
Anytime like I lose, I'll be like, oh man,
and then Future be give you the best coach talk in the world. He be like, man, that's okay, man. If we lost, we get him next time. We get him next round. We get him all right.
Yeah, BBA saying I can hear like have a seat in my head.
Yeah, every time you do a play, every time you do a good play, you be like, have a seat, man. And I love that energy about him. I love Future's energy. It's a blessed energy, man. It's like this energy that's infectious. It's like everybody say that about me. Because me and him go hand in hand like that. And me and my brother go hand in hand.
Both of them in the room, bro. You can just feel the energy.
Yeah, you can feel the energy come out of the room because it's like electrifying. And that's why everybody compare me to The Rock, because I feel like I'm electrifying.
That's called the Great One.
Yeah, that's why I got earned that nickname, The Rock. Like The Rock or the Great One, because you can feel the electricity in the room.
For real.
And it's just amazing how we just, like with my brother could tell you, Buffalo could tell you, he freaking, I've been doing this before I started doing screaming thing.
Yeah,
I used to get hype, I have ran out the house before of a good match we had. I ain't gonna lie.
I love it. That's hype. Let's go. Like, that's kind of job.
I had spiked the controller before. I ain't gonna lie. It cost me $60, but that spike.
You spiked it?
Yeah,
like he didn't realize how hard he like threw it down.
Oh my god!
I spiked the PlayStation.
In the moment, though.
I spiked that more like a PlayStation. You know that PlayStation 4 controller. I spiked that more like with a football.
Oh, I did the same thing, man. Destiny did that for me. I broke that thing hard.
And I said,
my god!
And I said, and then both the shoulder buttons popped right clean off.
Yeah, same.
But see, I love to see people like when you play with me. I love to see people cook and do well, man. It gets me so hyped when people are just having fun and doing well. Like if you're cooking and doing well, I'm with you all the way, almost like a captain on a boat. If you guys are sailing, I'm sailing with you. I just want you to have fun.
I don't understand why. Like, I love watching people do well in the game. Like, I was watching my friend play Street Fighter yesterday, and I was cheering him on so hard. Like, if I watch you play a game, even when I'm watching Ginger play, like, Let's Go Easy, I'm just like, yay!
Oh my god, the moment I found that shiny Caterpie, I could not make a coherent sentence. I rewatched that clip and I was just like,
Perfect. I'm gonna throw him on the bus, but like Greg in the chat, when we played Overwatch, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Man, he was playing Winston. I've seen a lot of Winston play, but that particular day, the way he hit Sigma, I was so amped. I was on 16. I was like, oh my god!
Future, I'm gonna say, I hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna say something about Greg too. Greg is a Hall of Famer when it comes to Winston. That man is the best Winston player of all time.
Yeah, he has been the best Winston player.
That man is a GOAT when it comes to Winston.
Like, no doubt, easily the best Winston player.
Yes, he is.
Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. No doubt in my mind. I might send, you know what? If I almost do everything in my power to send that man a belt. That man deserves a Hall of Fame championship in his room.
Because I've never seen like Winston so consistent.
That man is an animal.
That man is you ever remember the movie Tom Cruise Mission Impossible? He is a Mission Impossible Winston. That man know how to get in and get out. Jump out the helicopter, man, be moving, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
And back to my other point. She ain't here right now, but
she ran to the bathroom real quick.
But I'm gonna speak this about Ginger. Ginger is her spirit is amazing though. Her spirit is everything about Ginger is just freaking. Just awesome.
Like, so it's just like watching her stuff is just so fun. She's just so inspired.
Yeah.
How did you realize it?
Yeah, and she's like the sweetest person you ever meet, man. Like everybody here is so supportive, and we're gonna talk about toxicity next week. But there is a very positive force going on here. with you guys, the community, everybody else. You guys are freaking amazing. I freaking love y'all. And thank y'all for the journey that you taking me on. And it ain't the other way around. I'm not taking y'all on the journey. Y'all taking me to the journey. And I'm looking forward to every about that thing. It's like, it's so awesome, man. Like, the whole thing is awesome. But that's all I want to say to everybody. I just freaking love y'all. I'm going to probably break down again. I'll break down every Sunday, every time I see the numbers or whatever, the responses y'all get to me every day. And I honestly cry because it's just a blessing to see everybody promote each other. And I'm with a group of superstars. Don't put it that way. And that's all I got to say. Ain't no more glazing. Like y'all said, no more glazing for me. But yeah, I love y'all.
We love you, Coach. Though, but we love you, Coach, man. I tell you, man. I don't care. I don't care if you talking about glazing, whatever. We're gonna keep glazing. They can hush up. Like I said, man. We are all great people in here. I love
Be
all.
telling how it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You want to see more glazing? Then like we'll glaze some more. Hush it up. But like I said, I love y'all to death, man. Y'all are amazing. I'm truly blessed to meet y'all. Just like Vashon said, I'm truly blessed because it's rare I meet people who are like-minded like me and just have a good spirit about them. You know, y'all all have good spirits. You know, and it's so important.
Cream with how hard you're glazing right now.
Oh my god.
Well, call me what you want. I'll keep it rolling. Oh man.
Oh my
But
god.
nah, but I appreciate it, man. Y'all are dope, man. I can't wait till we have more experiences together, playing games, chopping it up, you know, ranting, you know, saying whatever we want to say, and just have fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the process.
I am gonna say this: the next two shows. Let me go and give y'all the next two shows that's coming up. Next show is gonna be toxicity, and the show following that is the food wars situation. I'm gonna call it food wars. That's what I'm gonna call it, food wars, because it's gonna be a war,
Yeah.
especially if Miss Kumaya, especially when Miss Kumaya comes in here. She going because she got some silly takes. Yes, I don't know if she's still here, but she got some silly like Miss. I don't like blueberry muffins because they got blueberries in the muffin. That situation.
That's what makes them the great.
That is what makes them the superior thing. Hold on.
Yeah, it's the blueberries.
But we'll get into that
I
later
know,
on.
right? Oh yeah. I can't wait the food war. Oh,
but it's gonna be called Food Wars. I know y'all got some whack takes. I know a lot of people got some whack takes, but we're gonna see how that go.
I'm about to upset some hearts.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be hitting you with some weird food combos at that point. You're all gonna think
I am too. I am too.
Wow, Skippy.
Trust me, y'all gonna be like, you eat what? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all are gonna be looking at me like, you don't like that? And I'm just gonna be like, yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Jepson. Oh my god. He just keeps jumping up here.
Jepson with that attention. He said, what's up?
Yeah, he can. What's up? So if that's the end of the show, I guess. Oh my! Wow, we went under 3 hours this time.
We all a little bit.
It's 2:50.
Oh, isn't this an intermission for you though?
Yeah, you're gonna do some. We gotta see your island. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh
yeah,
no!
Exactly. You gotta see the island.
I gotta make this another. I want to put this part of the. Do y'all want to put this? Y'all want to put this part of the show or?
Well, if you want an intermission, because I also really need to freaking eat.
Well,
yeah.
But whatever you want to do.
Okay, well, if y'all want to see my island, we can do that, I guess. For
I'm gonna head off and get me some food.
Yeah, well, let me
let everyone look disperse, get some food, we'll come back and watch.
But wait, actually, we're supposed to be cooking on Marvel Rivals though.
Yeah, y'all supposed to be cooking on Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, we're supposed to be taking some heads off.
Oh, we're gonna take some heads off then. That's what we're gonna do.
But when you cooking on Marvel Rivals, you got something later too.
Yeah, I got a lot of cooking to do, man. I got a lot of customers out there that need the Future and Buffalo and Vash's assistance. So we're gonna go ahead and give them what they want.
But yeah,
they've been asking for it. They've been begging for it.
Maybe one day I will show y'all guys on my island or my farm later on. But y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And yeah. 2 hours and 51 seconds. Might as well go ahead and say goodbye. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great day. And I'd like to say goodbye. But see y'all later,
we all
fam.
Say
enjoyed the indie
goodbye.
show.
It was great. I hope you enjoyed my Minecraft in the background, everyone. I'm sure it was wonderful. My brain needed something else because I'm sitting here. I'm like, I can't focus right now, and I'm
Y'all
just
have
like, I
a
need something
great-
else to numb my mind, and it was absolutely helping.
All right, fam. Y'all take care. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all probably next Friday. Friday with Splat Center, Saturday with Overwatch Day, and Sunday with Just Japanese. Later. If I can pop back.